hello, anyone watching on YouTube, okay? We are doing a tier list. The question became, what is the best gaming trilogy? So we have collected and compiled a tier list of a bunch of different games. Some of these might not seem like direct trilogies. We'll explain as we go if necessary. But this is what we're doing today. We're going to discuss this. And you can see how everyone's feeling about my amazing decisions and choices as we go. That's the plan. Put all the games in B tier, boom, done. Right in the middle of the road, hey? Actually, you know, the first game on our list, Amnesia. I know a lot of people are high on Amnesia. I don't even know much about the games, right? I know I've seen Snandwich's video on it, and I watched a bit of Tony's stream. And I know this game's kind of got like a legacy in the horror, space. I've never played it. I own it. We will be playing it. Have not played it yet. Just to be clear, it's the Canadian winter. Maybe that's why. Hey, why we're dying? Download more RAM, dude. I remember that being a hilarious meme. That I have not done. B2W, what are you basing this list off? Fun, your favorite, or just the better game? It's gonna. Here's the thing. I'm not saying I'm gonna be consistent. There's obviously gonna be a bias because we're ranking things based on personal experience. I'm gonna try to be as holistic as possible, and I think some of my picks might surprise you. Okay, it's not a shoe-in for certain games like you might think based on my comments before. Amnesia 100% when. This is a game actually that we will be doing. I don't know what the plan will be for them because I haven't played them. There's actually another one that I want to do because there's it looks like some really fun achievements is Slenderman. I bought all the Slenderman games. They look pretty sick. Okay. And I actually never seen any of PewDiePie or Markiplier stuff on this game. Fully out to lunch. Army of Two though. I have played Army of Two. I played all these games actually. And Army of Two in particular this is the game from the Mass Effect story about scamming people out of the pre-order codes. Army of Two, kind of sick. But I do think Army of Two, the first one, had a lot of innovation. I think the game was fun. I don't really remember the story that well. So that being said, I think it's just a fine... The trilogy's just fine. It's kind of middle of the road, which I think we're going to try to go with a distribution that heavies around the B. I think just okay is where we can put stuff in B. I love playing Army of Two with my brother. Army of Two is a great fucking game. It's a great time. I would love to do like a fun run in the Army of Two games. I actually bought them physically, so we would have the choice to do this. We'll see, but it's been a long time since I played them. I think they're just they're games. They're good. Have some fun with them for sure. Okay. Army of Two, the first two were good. Yeah, the second one is, I can't remember if that's the Devil's Cartel. Oh no, it's the 40th Day. The 40th Day is the second one. The Devil's Cartel is the third one. The story was pretty bad, but the gameplay was definitely ahead of its time. That's the thing about the first Army of Two game. It felt innovative. It felt different. The 40th Day was my favorite. Yeah, that's the one that came out like 2010, 2011. The story is two dudes fucking shit up and high-fiving. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to hear. And now we potentially... I like going back to back and shooting everyone. Yeah, dude, games are fun. I just think there's a lot of trilogies here that I'm going to put above them. And at the end, we can maybe reorder. But I think this is going to be the first hot take, potentially, of the tier list. I can't believe this is already happening. Assassin's Creed, the Ezio trilogy. Obviously, there's a lot of Assassin's Creed games, okay? They're good for different reasons. I know people love Ezio. They fucking love them. I don't think I'm as high on Assassin's Creed as a lot of people. Okay? I've played the games. I actually think I might like Revelation as my favorite Ezio game. Just so we're clear. And I think I'm going to slot the Assassin's Creed Ezio trilogy. I'm hovering around high B, low A. It's kind of tough because this is so early on. It's hard to get a relative ranking here. My problem with the early Assassin's Creed games Like, it's definitely better than this. My problem with the early Assassin's Creed games is that they're fucking janky to play. I remember playing Assassin's Creed 1 and Assassin's Creed 2 back when they first came out, and having the, like, first of all, this isn't about Assassin's Creed 1, but I think it extends a little bit into 2. The games don't give a ton of direction when it comes to, like, dealing with things in the open world. This gets better in Brotherhood and Revelation, just so we're clear. And I do like Ezio as a protagonist through 3 games, but the gameplay is just kind of mid. It's kind of just counter city. You alert a bunch of people, and then you counter. It gets better as you unlock more tools throughout the series. But I think, well, here's the thing, though. I think the story is the highlight. The problem is I don't think the games are that fun to play. Now, especially now, because I'm trying to be like, how did I like it back then? I liked it more back then. Playing it now, I think it's a little bit limited and it's tough. Gameplay felt way more refined when they did Ezio. Okay, we should clarify here. I didn't play like a special enhanced version of these games. I played them like the original versions of the games. I didn't care about the Abstergo shit. Yeah, when they started to get into the Abstergo stuff and it became more of like a... I don't know what you'd call this. Like, it was very it was one of the centerpieces of the game, and it started to revolve around it. It became a little bit less focused. Also, it's hilarious, Jeremy calling it D tier. I don't think it's D or tier, because I think the story's really good. And I think you have to count that when you're talking about these games. Assassin's Creed was good when it was historically accurate. I mean, I agree with that too. Desmond stuff was great. I disagree. No. Desmond as a character and what Desmond has to do is fun. But the fact that you get into this, you get invested in this story. This is my opinion. This is where it might be a little bit different. I think when you start to get into breaking the where they choose to break the gameplay loop of Assassin's Creed and how they kind of bring you back into this concurrent story that's going on, I feel like I cared a lot less about the Desmond side of things than I did about the Ezio stuff. I think Ezio's a very compelling character, and Desmond was good, but it really broke the flow of the games for me because I was so invested in the Ezio story. That could just be a personal thing, though, because I don't actually have a lot of bad stuff to say about this, except that I think the gameplay is just a little dull. Like, I just remember standing there and you get 20 guys on you, and then you just stand there and counter hit. You can't even really take the initiative a lot of the times because they just block every goddamn attack, it feels like. And I think and also I think the climbing is jank as fuck. I'll stand on that. That business I will stand on. Wait, which trilogy of AC Ezio separate from the games numbered 1 to 3? Are we comparing all of them? So I'm counting just the Ezio trilogies. I'm not counting Assassin's Creed 1, 2, 3. This is why, so this is, you're right, this is a good point, Rhino. Assassin's Creed 1, 2, 3 has different characters. I'm not counting that. Getting ripped in and out was annoying, and the mystery was the highlight, but they broke that in 2 really fast, and Abstergo became the annoyance. Stand there and get 20 guys on your... Yeah, so we're just referring to the Ezio stuff. I think a lot of the other Assassin's Creeds are so different that I didn't... And I wanted to include Assassin's Creed, but this is where it got a little weird with having, like, 15 games so early, and he's already wrong. Is that because you want it down here, Clank? Everyone pile on Clank, okay? I'm gonna, for now, keep Ezio as the top of, like, the good category because I just don't think the games were that fun to play. If you played all 3 of these games back to back, I just think that they're not that fun. Personally. Only annoying shit was collecting all the pages and the feathers. Dude, the worst for collectibles was the first game. Also, did the music stop? Oh, we got a Detlef song. Unofficial soundtrack. Go back to the official soundtrack. Oh, Jesus. Okay, turn off shuffle because it's getting into stuff that we don't want. Yeah, I don't know. I think the gameplay in Assassin's Creed, the beginning ones, is just, it's good for one game, and I don't think it's that good when you have to play a lot of them. Sounds like someone needs to revisit. Maybe I do. Let's caveat this, because I enjoyed Assassin's Creeds, And I didn't play the remastered trilogy. Okay, I only played the original ones. And to be fair, I think I played Assassin's Creed 2 on the PS3, which was fucking dog shit. Unfortunately. Maybe you'll change your mind if you play the Assassin's Creed soundtrack. Maybe that's it. Just birds, just hawks cawing. So much collectibles, it kind of gets boring finding them all IMO. Agreed. Collectibles are fucking brutal. And that actually kind of leads us into our next series. The fact these are back-to-back is crazy. So, Batman. I mentioned this might have just been on the YouTube stream. But I have not played all of the Batmans fully. I have played all of Asylum. I have played some of City, and I've played some of Night. I am still going to rank it because I have played all three. And I actually think the Batman games are a much better example of how to do a series 1 to 3. No, Batman's collectibles, there's also too many in my opinion. They're fine, but I don't want to spend 7 hours looking at collectibles. But I think that the combat is more enjoyable. It flows better. Granted, that's not, to be fair, Assassin's Creed's about assassinating. It's a stealth game. Well, it's kind of pitched as a stealth game, even though you don't have to play it that way. And as we've learned, I too am not good at stealth. Okay? So that's obviously it's gonna go. Well, so the reason I'm not gonna put this higher is because I haven't beaten all the games. This is more of like a recognition, as this is the lowest I think Batman can go. And I know we have a didn't play, but I played them. I just didn't finish them all. And I think what I did play, though, I think the gameplay adapts enough from game to game to really feel like there's been meaningful change and meaningful upgrades. I think they did sequels correctly. And I think the story's good. I love Batman Arkham Asylum. That game's fucking awesome. Batman Arkham Asylum is so good. And everyone says it only gets better. And I only played maybe about 2 hours of each of the other ones. So I think that's the only reason it's going in A. Collectibles in any game where there's more than 100 is always considered ass. Preach! True story. The story in the Batman games is so good, Arkham City will make you cry. Yeah, I will play these at some point. This might turn into a stream thing. Who knows? We'll see how it goes with these specifically. But yeah, this, for now, I'm going to leave it an A, only because my experience is a little bit limited, and I think that this is me saying that it can only get better. Unless, of course, the fucking games just are ass. But I don't think they are ass. That's the only way it would go down. Would your opinion on these games, if you didn't go for the achievements and only relied on the gameplay, story, etc., change? Some of these I didn't go for the achievements in. Assassin's Creed's a great example. Like, I did a little bit. I don't think it would change much because I really enjoy going for achievements when I play a story game. I'm very selective about the story games that I play a lot of the times. So I don't think it would change. Like, having a lot of collectibles is not going to impact your rating on this list at all. Unless the gameplay of getting the collectibles fucking sucked, then it would. I'd consider knocking you for that. Which, Assassin's Creed, I don't think the parkour in Assassin's Creed feels good at times, but the amount of times I'm holding up trying to climb and my fucking guy jumps backwards off a building, it's tough. But this can only go up. I'm just not going to place it in S over games. This will probably be lower on A, only because I think there's games that are going to be a little bit better at A. So this brings us to the next game, which is actually going to go up. City is my favorite, but I feel like the Arkham games weigh heavily. Wait, I feel like the Arkham games favorites weigh heavily, which was first. Interesting, because I think there's other games on this list that follow the exact same like schema. When are you doing the story-based games about... Wait. When are you playing that story-based game about massaging orcs? What? What is that? Like in Warhammer? Might be the best trilogy of all time. Wait, Jensen. Would you put Batman here? Because here's the thing. I want to be super clear. I actually... If someone put Batman here, I wouldn't be upset. At all. I'm not going to because I haven't, like, fully beaten them all. That's why I can't put it in S+ when I haven't beaten them all. If someone did this, I'd be like, you're fucking loony. Personally. This, not mad at this at all. So don't take A for Batman as an insult. It's not supposed to be. Just trying to be honest here with what I've played and how I would rank what I've done. The Batman finishers were brutal as fuck. Yeah, they were. In fact, one game that I would put here that I would probably personally, if there was a third one, rank higher than Batman is the Shadows of Mordor and Shadows of War games. Because I like the theme better. But obviously that's a duology, not a trilogy, so it's not on here. But I love the idea, the gameplay type. They're loony. What about toony? Yeah, they'd be toony if they did this and this, huh? That'd be loony toony. Okay, moving on. BioShock. Firm contender for this. Now, I have not fully played. I know parts of the story for Infinite, but I know we're doing a challenge run in Infinite soon. BioShock 1 is one of my favorite games of all time after playing that, which was actually, that's on the channel for people who want to know. Just so we're clear. BioShock is S tier. S plus tier streamer. Jess, if I had a viewer tier list here, you'd be S plus plus. Just so we're clear. The Nemesis system was top tier, too bad they're gatekeeping it. That's the problem. So I know we had this discussion about S plus being limited to 1. I don't want to do this because I think so. This, I guess, no one directly said this. I think S plus is there's a few things that are going to make a game S plus: consistency, improvement, enjoyment, and maybe it's just those 3. Because I think there's a few games that I'm going to put in here that I don't know if other people are going to put in S+. There's very few, because you need all the games need to be great. That's why BioShock isn't S+, is because I don't think BioShock 2 is nearly as strong as BioShock 1. And what I've played of Infinite, it's just not as interesting. Like, the story is actively less interesting in BioShock 2 than it would be if BioShock 2 was better, it would go up. But I think BioShock 2 is just not nearly as interesting as 1 or Infinite. And I think that the gameplay loop in 2 is almost the exact same as 1. Almost nothing changed besides the fact that you have a drill. There's some differences in there, but I don't know. BioShock would be S if Infinite was better. So are you saying you put it down here, Clank, in A or B? Because I think BioShock 1 in my opinion is like almost a 10 out of 10 game. Personally. BioShock 2 did have multiplayer. That is true. I did actually play a lot of BioShock 2 multiplayer back in the day. With my list, I've gone off games that are overall the better game, even though it might not have been more fun. Okay, so you went purely objectively, which I can respect. This is the one thing to really consider when you make your list. Is it based off of objectivity? Which is, it again becomes harder if you haven't played all of the games. Because if everyone, it's hard for me to rate Batman, for example, if I haven't actually experienced all of the games. So I would by default have to go here. But because I'm factoring in what I have played, I've beaten at least one of the games. I have hours in the other two. I'm kind of trying to be fair. I said you'll see this. This is why I'm putting BioShock 2 in S and not S+. Because I don't think BioShock 2 is good enough to warrant this. But some people are putting Batman up here. Like, I see that now. Some people are saying Batman better than BioShock. This is tough. Maybe BioShock is an A then. Maybe the one... I wish I had played I wish we did the goddamn Infinite challenge. By the way, I can show you this, because they're telling you this is planned. Okay? There is a BioShock Infinite run coming. Okay, there's your confirmation. It's just, it hasn't been done yet. So you're basically saying BioShock 1 clears all of the Arkham games right now. Well, I think BioShock 1 is definitely better than Arkham Asylum to me. So in that, I would say yes. But I'm also saying that, to be fair, I did give the caveat that I haven't played all the Arkham games. But this is because I can't rank that then at all. I wouldn't be able to rank Batman, which is kind of where we're at here. But I do think it's fair if someone wanted to put BioShock in A. Okay, if I even just ranked Asylum to BioShock 1, I think BioShock 1 is better than Arkham Asylum, personally. But I also think this is fair. I'm kind of like This is the one thing about doing a tier list like this live and being able to discuss things, is it gives you, it's like working through your thought process when solving a problem, right? What's up, Bunny? Sup, brother? Congrats on Joe Must Die on Saturday. I missed the end due to stoner shenanigans. I was off in outer space, lol, but I enjoyed watching you power through that shit. Yo, Bunny, thank you so much for watching. Glad you had fun. Video soon. Happy you made it here for the tier list times. Objectively, my opinion is the only one. Colton, I only believe your opinion. Mint, what's up? We're only 5 games in. Please stop. I feel like these aren't... It's tough that these 3 games were at the start of the tier list. Now we're coming up to Black Ops. Well, I mean, I don't think Black Ops is crazy. Okay, Black Ops is going here. Nah, maybe here. I didn't play the campaigns, but I played fucking hundreds and hundreds of hours of multiplayer. And it has okay, actually it's better. I think the gameplay of Black Ops is better than the gameplay of Assassin's Creed. And this is where we're at. Okay? Never played the third entry in either, so I can't say LOL. BioShock clears Batman. Okay, so Clank agrees. Clank agrees with this decision here. Okay? I think that's it. I don't think it clears Batman, but it's definitely up there. I mean, maybe it's this. Hey, maybe this is like a... Regardless of where these sit. Like, BioShock the story is so good and deep, and it had me... Obviously, I played it with only a fucking wrench, so keep this in mind. But when I played BioShock, and I was actually playing this the first time, like last year, I was, like, surprised at how invested I was into the world. I also played Batman Arkham Asylum last year. Okay, I replayed it for content that I never released. And I think BioShock 1 was better than BioShock Arkham, or Batman Arkham Asylum. But I am also fine with doing this, okay, for now. Morgan in the Discord tier saying it won't take up all stream. I also didn't expect to be fucking at work so late. That was the other problem. Okay, some of these games we're going to fly through. Like I said, these just happened to be up early, which was the problem. Black Ops Carl on duty. Remember the Frozen Forest, Morgan? It's a minimum. If Frozen Forest, fucking C. Literally the only reason this is B is that because I think this is one of the best... Actually, you know... Maybe we do this. I think we're going to have to do this. We're going to move Army of Two down 1. This can be okay. C is basically okay tier, good tier, great tier, unbelievable tier, and perfect tier, I guess. I don't know. These don't... Ignore the representation of letters. I think we need to have a Morgan's Basement convention so we can all do an IRL tier list. Everyone can just rank my opinions on a tier list of, like, from shit all the way to dog shit. Like, that could be the tier list. The zombies in Black Ops games was fun until they gave them a health bar. Yeah, I haven't played the modern zombies, so I don't know. But I do think that the Black Ops series added enough to the game modes that were there that I think they did a really good job. Like, Black Ops 2 in particular... The zombies maps were great. The DLCs were great. They added ranked play into the game, so you don't have to go to fucking UMG or game battles or anything. And it was just fun. I think... I played a little bit of the stories. Black Ops 3 story fucking sucks. Okay, Black Ops 3 story is so ass, it's gonna go here, actually. I changed my mind. Like, the Black Ops trilogy is better than Army of Two. It just is. I think Assassin's Creed clears Black Ops, actually, now that I think about it. Too much Batman and BioShock edging. I think you're right. I like asking people, would you kindly to this day? Oh my god. You have to play the full trilogy of Batman. Arkham Knight is incredible. BioShock 1 is S tier, and the story of Infinite was incredible. Yeah, I'm really interested in doing the Infinite run. Who knows how this will change? I think... I definitely had more fun playing Black Ops because of multiplayer, but we have to... Campaigns and zombies and stuff and package... I think I'd be comfortable putting Assassin's Creed above Black Ops, but I could see this going either way. We'll see if there ends up being some distinction between them after the fact. Other than that, it's perfect multiplayer and campaign. I don't know. I don't know. The multiplayer in Black Ops was so good, and I don't want to rose-tinted glasses, because I do think when we get down to Modern Warfare, we'll talk more about Call of Duty. We'll come back to this decision, okay? I'm already shooting blanks. Okay, let's move on to the next game. We'll talk about Call of Duty again when we get down. Borderlands. I think Borderlands is super fun. Borderlands 1 and 2 are fucking fantastic. Borderlands 3 is definitely weaker. Okay, I should clarify here, because we have Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, and Borderlands the pre-sequel. I didn't clarify this to anyone in the Discord. When I made this and inserted this picture, because there was no picture of Borderlands 1, 2, 3, this was for Borderlands 1, 2, 3. Fuck the pre-sequel. Borderlands 1, 2, 3. Borderlands 1 and 2 are so... Yes, Resident Evil's on the list. Borderlands 1 and 2 are so good that even though Borderlands 3 was mid, I think Borderlands is so unbelievably fun that it's going to A. You didn't like getting sweaty in Brotherhood multiplayer? I played a little bit of Brotherhood multiplayer. I have the achievements stained on my profile to describe it. But I'll tell you what I played even more multiplayer of was Borderlands. Borderlands is just pure fun. The reason Borderlands is gonna go A is I think that the Borderlands games were so fun and enjoyable to play solo and co-op across all of the games that I put hundreds of hours into them. It's not gonna go S because I think the story's kind of whatever, but the comedy is great. Like, Borderlands is definitely more fun gameplay wise than Batman and BioShock. It's not even close. But the stories are so good here that Borderlands has to go below them. It's just, this is purely a fun game. This is what I'm going to call my original looter shooter, because this is the first one I played. Then Game Age 3 was meh. That's the problem with 3. 3's kind of whatever. And the fucking villains are just like trying too hard to be like Gen Z. It's just there. 1 is meh, 2 is great, 3 is childish humor and didn't hit the same. I played 1 first, and I played a fucking lot of Borderlands 1. I think 2's better, but it's like the rose-tinted glasses on 1. But obviously, it was at the beginning, that's all there was Borderlands 1. That's what you got to play and see. I also went off pre-sequel. Yeah, I should have fucking clarified. That's my bad. Well, I meant 3. I'm sorry. I thought the gameplay of 3 was on par with 2 or better. Story just sucked. Agreed with Mint, 100%. The end game's a little dust, though, personally. 2 is a 10 out of 10 game for me. I'm gonna be honest with you, Jensen. You and I are in agreement. Borderlands 2 is basically a perfect Borderlands game. It's one of the best games ever. Borderlands 1 is only up there for me purely because of nostalgia in terms of 2, but 2 had so much going for it. Bro, farming bee shields. I remember the first time I got a fucking unkept herald, double penetrating unkept herald. Shit was fucking stacked, okay? I did not see the Borderlands movie. Randy Pitchford's weird ass also keeps me not liking Gearbox as a whole. That's fair, but I haven't played anything, I haven't played Borderlands 4, so I don't know. Borderlands movies better than the games? Einstein? Sergio, you bastard. Movie should not have been made. I like the narrative of how big the corporations are terrible, and it quite stabs at that. Yeah, I mean, I think the story's good, and I think, okay, Borderlands 2, the villain is so good. Handsome Jack is fantastic. Don't replay Borderlands 1, you'll hate it, lol. I regret playing back through it. You know what's unfortunate here, Jensen? You know what's unfortunate? I do need to play it. I need to go back. And I don't have my save. So I'm working through it slowly. Maybe this will be the next one. The next game to play in the backlog. Oh my gosh. Anyway, that's besides the point. Borderlands goes here. On to the next. Call of Duty Original as a trilogy. It's kind of whatever. It's kind of ass, okay? Looking back, it's kind of just whatever. COD 1's bleh. COD 2's sure. COD 3 sure. Just random military shooters. Not better than Army of 2. Not better than anything up here. Like, it's kind of just D is going to be full negative. C is just okay. So we're going to do this. Oh man, those Borderlands tournaments. What a nightmare. They're tough. They're annoying as fuck. Jensen, common ground, brother. As a buddy put it, 4 fucking hours for one tournament. Dev said this seems fun. Yeah, it's hot ass and it's baloney. Crackdown. I think Crackdown's kind of the same thing. Crackdown is like a fun, very arcadey Saints Row is an arcadey version of GTA. Crackdown is even more arcadey version of Saints Row. It's okay. It's fun. You have some fun with it. Okay? Especially back then, it was good. Crackdown 3 is a little lame. It's kind of just okay. I like it better than Army of Two, personally. I like your thinking on this one. Battlefield has always been better. I really wanted to put Battlefield in here, but it's too hard with Bad Company and all these other games. It just doesn't work, unfortunately. What's up, Taylor? Dude, Crackdown. I played Crackdown here with Gorilla back in the day. Basically, a cop with superpowers. Exactly. It's fun. You can have a good time. Okay. I like the way that you use your abilities to level up. You know what I mean? Just sandbox superhero shit. Exactly. Busting crimes. Crash. I'm gonna put Crash in didn't play because I've only ever like touched these games one-off, to be honest with you. Like I don't have much to say about it. Okay? So I'm just gonna put it in didn't play. I know who knows where I would put it if I had played them all, but it's gonna go here. Crisis. So I replayed the Crisis games leading into doing that Crisis 3 video before the servers went offline and getting all the achievements. And I played them recently. I didn't play them back when they first came out. Personally, I mean, I'm sure they're great and like they just didn't resonate with me. They're kind of just okay. Didn't they put a Terry Crews in Crackdown? Yeah, he's in 3. Crash Platinum Relics. Oh my actual god, I'd suggest it for a video, but like don't torture yourself, man. Yeah, I want to do Crash 4 at some point, but I just haven't played these ones, so they're going here. And yeah, Crisis to me is honestly probably here. They're kind of just okay games to me. Okay first-person shooters. I know the story's like good, but I just like didn't vibe for it. Didn't pull me in. Wasn't super interested. I'm sure back then it would be different, but I played them recently, and with my like 2024, 2023 glasses, I was kind of just like, okay. Just kind of going. They were literally supposed to be an engine show-off. Yeah, I remember there being like, dude, this thing, the benchmark, Crisis 2. Crisis 2. So, yeah. I'm sure there's people, diehards out there who would put this up here and disagree with me. I think Army of Two is more fun than Crisis. I mean, yeah, it's just kind of here. Just watch Katakaris videos and getting 100% of the Crash Relics. You will see a man turn to insanity. I'll check that out. Arkham City is S. I said this earlier, but just to not to go back to it too much, I've only played Asylum fully and the other 2 partially. So I can't put it higher. Where's Monopoly? There's too many Monopoly games. It's a dodeca trilogy, whatever 12 is. They're all decent. Crisis 3 was the best for me because they improved the gameplay a little. Crisis 3 was fun. Like, I had fun playing this and doing that video. So, like, I've got memories, positive memories. But it's just kind of okay, personally. Let's talk about Batman and Bioshock again. A man who loses his shit playing Crash is not a true man. Oh, my God. Okay. Darksiders. This is not... People are not going to like this take. Darksiders as a trilogy. So, oh man, I think the Darksiders. I never really played Crash. Only like kind of one-off, Jensen. So I'm just putting it in didn't play. Like just playing it when I was a kid on like PS2 and like at other people's houses. I never owned the games, so I'm not gonna count it. But what I did play is Darksiders. Oh, I dropped my lid again. Jesus Christ. I think Darksiders is, from a story point of view, because I love when people take biblical stories, okay, and turn them into, like, I'm gonna call it lore. I think you get a really cool sort of religious high fantasy element, and I think that they kind of do that really well with Darksiders, and I was really invested in the characters and the villains a lot. I really like Darksiders. I'm a Darksiders truther. And I know this is not everyone's gonna agree with this. Okay? Yo, Kushi, I love your videos. Yo, thank you so much. Welcome to our tier list extravaganza. Thank you for coming out. But here's the thing, Darksiders 3, I played it all the way through. It's okay, right? Darksiders 1 and 2, to me, Darksiders, okay. For those who don't know the story of Darksiders, a quick TLDR on why I think this is so neat. Darksiders 1 takes place with the Horsemen of the Apocalypse War getting basically framed for starting the apocalypse. So he spends all this time, like 100 years, in prison with the, the High Council of Creation. And during this time, eventually he gets out and he has to kind of prove his innocence. All the Darksiders games, okay, Darksiders 1 starts before them, and then all the other Darksiders games happen, and then Darksiders 1 ends. And it's very intriguing. It's not, especially if you play them all in sequence, you really don't understand how they connect, and they do a really good job at making the world feel so big that they can't be connected until the end. Very good. Darksiders 1 and 2 are way better than 3, but 3 did try to innovate with the way it did, like a Souls game. Yeah, you're right, Rhino. No, I've played Crash, but I mean, not enough to really give a verdict. Like Dante's Inferno, it does a good job at mixing, like Dante's Inferno does, Jess, but I think Darksiders does it better. The characters are more interesting. It's a little bit more cartoonish. It's like a God of War mixed with a Zelda game in terms of gameplay. Very good. I think Darksiders is absolutely deserving of S. I think this series is underrated. I really don't think a lot of people have given it the chance that it deserves, and it's very good. Very, very good. It also talks about the Nephilim or the Bible giants. It does. And it's compelling. I can't bear to see Batman under that. I'm going to be honest with you, even if I played Batman all the way through, there's probably no way that the themes of Batman are cooler and more interesting to me than Darksiders. I just don't think that would be possible. And I think the gameplay of Darksiders from game to game is just better, personally. But if someone said this, I wouldn't be mad. But like someone could do this and I'd be like, okay, I know Batman's really good. Darksiders is just, the only reason it's not S+ is because I think Darksiders 3 is too weak. Personally. Bro, I gotta go make some food and be back. Crackdown in C. I know 3 was bad, but bro, 1 and 2 were so much fun. The reason Crackdown got put into C is it's kind of like, it's a fun romp. It's kind of campy fun, like Bunny said. It's a game. It's good. But I don't think the story's kind of just whatever. Like, it basically doesn't exist. You're kind of just playing it because it's fun. And they innovated enough. I think it's deserving of a C. I loved it immediately upon playing and decided it was going to be my first 100% in a decade. Yeah, I know, it's great. If you haven't played Darksiders or given it a chance, you should. I think it goes on sale all the time, and I think the game's really fun. I like to see Darksiders getting some love here. This is so good. Yeah, Darksiders is great. Now, Dark Souls. There you go. I did see Darksiders 4 is being released. I am going to 100% play Darksiders 4. But first, I'm going to tell you that Dark Souls is an S+ tier. Just want to be clear here. Yeah, Rhino, you and me both, brother. You and me both. Can't be S+ due to Dark Souls 2. Here's the thing. Sergio. I know this is going to both expose me. Oops. And it's going to vindicate me. Jesus Christ, Morgan. Hit the buttons. Dark Souls 2. So good at the time, even though there's problems with it. I got all the achievements. I did it so much, I did it again. Okay? Here's the thing that Dark Souls 2 fucked up on, is that they inadvertently destroyed build crafting by forcing certain skills in order to avoid any kind of damage, right? The fact that you are forced to level adaptability, it's just not good. It's just bad. It's bad design. But here's the thing that Dark Souls 2 did that the other games didn't do, and this might be part of why, for some people, they don't like Dark Souls 2 as much. The PvP in Dark Souls 2 was so unbelievably fun. It's so good. Dude, I remember, because I was grinding this game so hard when it first came out, so fucking hard, man. I remember getting all the way to New Game Plus, getting Wrath of the Gods before basically everyone else, because I just no-lifed the game, okay? And I fucking went back, and people were trying to gank, but I'm a Faith Dexterity guy. And I used to call it wogging. I used to say buff wog, just all the time. Wrath of the God through the walls, kill the gankers, have a great time. Tons of fun on this game. I've never played Darksiders. What's the best one so I can put on my wish list? Get Darksiders, the War Master Edition, I believe is what it's called. That's the first one. You want to play them in the order that they released, in my opinion. It adds a lot of weight to the games. But I think, here's the Dark Souls 1, up until after Anor Londo, I think Dark Souls 1 is a perfect video game in every way. I don't think there's even a single dent in that video game. I think the level design kind of shrinks, and it gets a little bit worse after Anor Londo. But the experience of playing Dark Souls 1, this is why I always think people should start with Dark Souls 1. I think that if you play Dark Souls 1 as your first Souls game, up until you beat Ornstein and Smough, you are literally playing a game unlike anything that you've ever played. Unless you played a bunch of Souls-likes, I suppose. But obviously, when this game came out, it was like 2011 or something. It is an experience that cannot be replicated. Cannot be replicated at all. I know people say that the story isn't as good in Dark Souls because the narrative isn't given to you kind of one-to-one. But if you read the item descriptions, which some people just don't like, and I'm fine with that, I get it. If someone wanted to put Dark Souls down here or down here, and that was one of the reasons they cited, I would understand entirely. I love that. I love piecing the world together and getting to form my own interpretation and guessing. The first time you walk into Ash Lake and you recognize that it looks like the fucking opening cinematic in the game, it's too good. Dex player, SMH, Fallen Idol. Okay, to be clear, my first Dark Souls 2 playthrough, Dex Faith, because I loved that in Dark Souls 1. This time, brother, Ultra Greatsword. You know how fucking stagger locking enemies? Brother, play Strength. If you're playing Dark Souls for the first time, play Strength so you can stagger enemies. You'll save yourself a lot of headache. But Dark Souls is just perfect. Dark Souls 3, also fantastic. I also did not play Dark Souls 1 at launch. I played it after launch, and then I played Dark Souls 2 at launch, and I got to experience that, the hunt to understand like everyone else did, and I think it's good. It's a little worse, but I still liked having different paths to go find the lords. Agree, Bunny, 100%. DS1 is one of the best games of all time. Never played the other two. Dark Souls 2, it's harder to play, and it's just it's not made by the same people. I think there's a lot of stuff in there that's really fun. The achievement grind sucks more, though, just to be clear. I haven't had the chance to finish the first one. I think that people should give it a go. Try the first one. It is dated, so there is the remastered version. Also, if you want to watch something crazy, for those who don't know, I did do a 100% achievement video at level 1. Fucking great time. Jeremy helped me out because I needed him for something. But yeah, like Gorilla says, for the time, Dark Souls was just too... It was just unbelievable. I know Demon Souls came first, but the fact that you can go from almost anywhere in the world in Dark Souls to somewhere else without ever hitting a loading screen is a level of connectivity that you do not experience in almost any other modern game. Ever. Everything is instance-based. But when you're all the way in the fucking... at the bottom of Blighttown, and you can walk all the way up to the top of Sen's Fortress from multiple ways before you ever even need to take a loading screen, it's a type of magic that you don't fully get to experience ever. Didn't Dark Souls 2 also have the hexes and the only one with them? I think... I don't remember if Dark Souls 3 had hexes or if they just renamed them. I think Dark Souls 3 had hexes, too. Dark Souls 2 is the first one with hexes. That was one of the inventions that they had for the game. I love finding the lore, and it's not telling you everything. It doesn't hold your hand in any way, and it's great. That's the one jarring thing about Dark Souls 1. The game starts, you get through the tutorial, and then the guy goes, hey, there's a bell up there and a bell down there. I don't know. It's weird. I thought he said at lunch. I always play games at lunch. And the way that they incorporate community feeling with message and spirits was super cool for a single player game. Yeah, exactly. Dark Souls, it wasn't the first game to do this, but to hide a isolated single player experience with outside influence that doesn't actually involve playing with other players is so cool. I do like that on PC. The OG Dark Souls Prepare to Die has an awesome community patch and other fixes, but my favorite bug is that if you have the game at 60 FPS and slide down ladders, there's a small chance of clipping through the floor to the endless abyss. So set to 59 FPS. You know, I actually do need to go back and finish this at some point. The Games for Windows live version of Dark Souls 1. So maybe that'll be the thing. Maybe one day. Demon Souls was butt cheeks. That's why it gets forgotten. Yeah, it was the first one of its kind. It just... Dark Souls is like a fucking quantum leap. It's like going from a fucking calculator to a supercomputer. My favorite Souls-like was probably the Jedi games, which I have not actually played much of. One day. But I can respect that as someone's guess. What's up, Snow? It's been ages, bro. How you been? We've been great. We finished Alien Isolation on Nightmare. Right now we're doing a tier list. And life's going good, Snow. How about you? Dude, same. I've played Pray to Die all the way through. Never did Shiva Hunting. Remastered is 100% though. Yeah, I gotta get that. I want that third stack. Because I got this one, and now I just need this. But anyway, Dark Souls up here. Dead Rising. B. Why? Dead Rising 1, fantastic for the time. Dead Rising 2, also very fun. Dead Rising 3, it's okay. You got to yell, "You're crazy," into the Kinect. That was fun. But I think it's okay. I think this is just here. Here's the thing. It feels weird to put Dead Rising in the same category as Black Ops and Assassin's Creed, but I really do think Dead Rising is better than all of these games, and it's definitely worse than these. Well, not worse. I don't think it's as good. Dead Rising's fun. I actually have Dead Rising 1 sitting right there because we might be doing something with it. But that's where we're at. Dude, my snake fully shed. I feel like a proud parent. Guy's been struggling a little since I got him thin. Imagine how good he feels. Shed the fucking skin. Get nice and full on new snake aroma. Bro, if I got to shed my skin and walk around all muscular only, I'd feel great. Still think they need to bring the Demon Souls remake to the other platforms. I'm sure others would kill to play it. Dude, you know what's funny? I have a unopened PlayStation 5 sitting right there under my other chair, and I haven't opened it, and I've owned it for over a year. But I bought it to play Demon Souls. I'm saying agree. I can't remember where I've put anything. LOL. I think Dead Rising's in terms of a trilogy, it's okay. It's fun. There's a lot of games. There's more than just the 3, but that's where it goes. Dead Space. I really dislike Dead Space 3. And I love Dead Space 1 and 2. I think I put it here. Personally. Just so we're clear here. Into the Kinect, I'm screaming. I love it. Oh, dude, that day one Dead Rising 3 went crazy. I hated Dead Space 3. Only good part was the co-op. I think Dead Space 3. We are going to do a Dead Space 3 permadeath run at some point. Probably sooner rather than later. And maybe I'll have a new appreciation for the game. But that game was so boring, I stopped playing. And I was playing it co-op. I was also getting the collectibles, which made me not want to play it. But I don't think it's as good as Batman. Even though I love Dead Space. I love the gameplay of this more than I love the gameplay of Batman. It's kind of just here. And I don't think it's as good as BioShock. It's definitely better than Borderlands, in my opinion. Over Borderlands? Yeah, I do think over Borderlands. Because I think Dead Space 2 gameplay is good. Environment is good. Like, environmental storytelling is good. Overall narrative is fantastic. At least in 1 and 2. 3 is a little weaker. Same with Borderlands, right? Borderlands 3, weaker. Compared to Borderlands 1 and 2. Dead Space 1 and 2, you kind of get the same thing. But I personally think the experience of playing Dead Space, especially at the time, was so unique that I would personally say I enjoy Dead Space over Borderlands, even though I played way more Borderlands. But if someone said this, and they're like, I don't like the single player, I don't like horror. I mean, I get it. I understand. But I'm putting it here. It would be S+ if 3 was good. If 3 was good, it'd be higher. That's the caveat of why it's down here, is because I don't like 3 that much. How do I say Dead Space 3 is my actual intro into the series without being at everyone's mercy? That means it was only uphill. You got to think about this. Everyone else played Dead Space 1 and 2 first, so it was only downhill. You played 3, so it was only uphill. Desperate for a Dead Space 4? I would love a Dead Space 4. I don't think it'll happen because unfortunately Dead Space Remake didn't make enough money, but I would love that. Please just retcon Dead Space 3 and make a new one. Yeah, oh yeah, I see Jensen said EA shelved it, unfortunately. Yeah, it's tough. I also haven't played the remastered here. We're going to do that as well. We're going to kind of kick into a bit of a more survival horror spin for a bit. I know we've kind of been playing these, but it's been very Resident Evil focused. But we're going to be doing some other games, and Dead Space is one of them. Maybe once Saudi buys EA, we'll get Dead Space again. Maybe. It depends on how much they want money. I think Dead Space 1 and 2 carry the third for the mistakes of being made with the decisions of EA. That's the reason why, yeah. That's why it's here. I'm telling you, it would be up here if 3 was just a better game. Unfortunately, it's not. Let's all pool money and buy the IP from EA. Insiders have said it's pretty much dead unless bought out. Not only is it dead, it's been spaced. Tough day. Okay. Next up, Diablo. I didn't like Diablo 1 and 2 because they're kind of old. Diablo 3 was really, really fun. I liked it a lot. But I have to put it here. Dead Rising 1 and 2 and 3's okay. Better than Diablo 1 and 2, in my opinion. I didn't play a lot of them. Played them after the fact. Obviously didn't play them in the fucking 90s or whatever the hell they came out. I like Diablo 3. I think Diablo 3 was so fun that I would probably put it above this. It's also kind of the grandfather of these types of games in a lot of way. Having a Resident Evil problem isn't an issue to me. Some people don't like Resident Evil, so I just wanted to be clear. But if someone wanted to put this in other places, understand this one's kind of just my experience and how much fun I had with it. Kind of the same reason as Borderlands. The problem is there's only one good game here for me. Fuck them. I guess I agree. Yeah, this is just... I liked Diablo 3. I had a ton of fun playing it. That's kind of here. Diablo 1 and 2 was kind of just whatever. I actually started a Diablo 2 thing for like a Let's Play thing a long time ago. A Let's Play series. I never did anything with it. It's just kind of here. Diablo 1's ass because I'm playing it in 2025. So Diablo 2 was amazing. 3 was after Reaper of Souls. I liked the story of Diablo 3 a lot. I thought it was fun. It's cool. That's why it's going to go here. Next up, Dishonored. So, I did not play Death of the Outsider. I only played 1 fully, and I only played a little bit of 2. Because of that, I think I'm going to put it in didn't play. Because I've only done 1 full playthrough of a Dishonored game, and barely any of 2 or 3. I'm just going to put it in didn't play. I've played less than half. So, it's going to go here. Devil May Cry 1 to 3. I played these when I was younger. I don't have a lot of memory of it. I played them on like visiting people's houses. I think this probably goes here. Devil May Cry. I should have put it in didn't play because I don't know. I don't really remember. Not enough experience. Besides watching some speedrunning videos now, it's going here. Doom, modern Dooms. This is Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, Doom the Dark Ages. I like 2016 to me, a little slow. I haven't played Dark Ages, and I love Eternal. That's why we're talking about doing the Ultra Nightmare run. Because I've only fully really played Eternal, I don't think it's fair to rank it, because I played 1 mission of Doom 2016, and I think Doom Eternal is my personal game of the year of last year, even though it's an older game, but of the games I played that were new, that's it. But I'm going to just put it in didn't play because I've technically only really played 1. Dishonored 2 dudes with the files in them fucked me up and I couldn't finish it, lol. Yeah, I played a very little bit of Dishonored 2. I think I've maybe got like, we can check. Dishonored. Oops, this one? Yeah, I barely played. So, and I didn't play Death of the Outsider, so I'm not going to rank it. Same reason why I'm not going to rank Doom. Eternal is a fucking flawless game in my opinion. Game's sick. Didn't play the other two, unfortunately. Haven't played Dark Ages, but I love 2016 and Eternal. Yeah, I'm going to play Dark Ages, and I'm going to play 2016. I don't want to rank this until I played them all. That's the only reason I'm doing it here. Have you played Alan Wake 2? I have not, but I do own it. Oh, Tobias, what's up, brother? Should save this tier list. We can come back in a year and see what's changed. Good idea. I will do that. We'll keep that channel, and we can all visit and see if we've changed our opinions. Because I'll post mine in that channel as well. Eternal sucks, actually. Mint, fuck you, brother. Okay? Simmer down. Dragon Age! Just so you know, Snow, Dragon Age, S. Okay? Just so we're clear. Dragon Age is an S. Is this bias? Yes. The Shield in Dark Ages can be repetitive, but it was still super fun. And I love the games, the guns overall. Great game. I'm excited to play it. Looks sick. Dragon D's nuts. Oh, you've gone off the rails. What the fuck is wrong with you? They suck donkey dick. They are so good. They're so good. And you know what? This is gonna be one of those. Listen to me before you type anything and get mad at me. Just listen to me, okay? I played all of these games on launch. This is, by the way, this is Dragon Age Origins 2 and Inquisition. I played all of them on launch. So if you go back to play it now and you think it sucks, I understand why you'd be like this. I get it. I played it when there wasn't shit to compare it to. And Dragon Age Origins is like a perfect fucking RPG game. Yes, I'm putting it over here. This is entirely going to be because of my connection to the games and the characters and the story. The story in Dragon Age 1 through 3 is really good, in my opinion. I've played them all. I love them. Dragon Age Origins has 4 endings and 6 intro stories. Like, it's such a good RPG. Dragon Age 2 is a little mid, but the impact is there. Gameplay's better than 1. Dragon Age Inquisition is fantastic. I'm putting it in S. I played them at launch. Also, BioWare did far better years before. I didn't play Knights of the Old Republic or those games or Jade Empire. I didn't play a lot of BioWare stuff pre-Origins. Okay? This is going to be a bias pick. I think I in Dragon Age is just, it has a spot for me. It's not S+. It's not better than Darksiders. But I think Dragon Age Origins is kind of one of these personal pulls for me. Just so we're clear. Veilguard made me so sad. I'm not counting Veilguard in this, but I think Veilguard, despite a lot of its issues, the gameplay is fucking the best in the series, and it's not even close. It might be my favorite action RPG gameplay of all time. And I think that the moments in Veilguard that are meant to cause impact are the best in the entire Dragon Age series. That's all I'll say. But it's not included in this decision. It would stay in the same place. I wish I played BioShock to rank it properly, but Batman being A, low-key, I kind of agree, as someone who knows and loves the series. Yeah, Tobias, the reason Batman got put in A is because I haven't fully played City and Night. I only played all of Asylum. That's why I don't want to rank it higher without knowing more. You called it mid and it's still S? No. Origins and Inquisition are so good. To me. 2, the only thing that might happen is I could put this top A. This is kind of teetering. I'm putting it above these games for sure. This is the teeter point, though. It's because 2 is weaker. But the story's good. The characters are good. I played them entirely. I know where the faults are. This is like a doomsday event. I could do this. I can't. People, you also got to remember this. It's ahead of these because I haven't finished the series. I can't rank them above if I haven't finished them. I can't do this. I has to be above. I finished it and I think it's great. They made standing there clunky. That's fucking crazy. City doesn't hold up as much. It was amazing in 2012, but it's not the same. Night carries, even though people didn't love the Batmobile. I see the vision. Maybe this will change. If I get time to play through some games, just kind of casually, and Batman's on the list. It's over there. It's in the fucking box. I know it's over there because I was fucking spent all goddamn day yesterday looking for Left 4 Dead 2, and I pulled all the Batmans out when I was trying to find it. We might come back to this. Yeah, I think that Darksiders 1 and 2 are just stronger, more enjoyable games. That's why I would never put this above, even though I have a soft spot. But I'll put it A. Okay, moving on. Dying Light. I didn't play Dying Light the Beast. Dying Light is fucking fun. I think the gameplay actually probably puts it top of B. Because I think Dying Light is great. I played 1 and 2, so I've played more than half of the series, I'm going to call it. So I'm going to put Dying Light in top of B. Please don't bring him back to the Batmans. We've already been here. Dude, people, I knew this Batman. I wish this was at the end of the tier list and not the beginning. Question there, bud. How much do you like torches? Wait, torches or torchies? Torches? I don't know. A little bit. The Beast was really good, actually. Dying Light is so good. Dying Light's great. I think these games are sick. I didn't play The Beast. I don't think I like Dying Light more than Borderlands. I don't like it more than Dead Space. I don't like it more than Batman or BioShock or Dragon Age. I'm going to put it top of B. Gameplay carries, super unique. Love it. Oh, torches and pitchforks. Oh, it's fucked up. And I did love Dead Island, but Techland really made that, but more better than Dying Light. That's true. I actually did play Dying Light 1 and Riptide. Or Dead Island. Didn't play 2. Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim. No one's gonna like this take. Top of B. I agree, if you had played Beast, it would have been bottom A. Maybe it would have, Taylor, to be honest. I'm scared. I think the Bethesda Elder Scrolls games are super fun. At the time, they were great. I didn't play Morrowind until after. But I think they're just like... They're good games. Only played Skyrim, but agree combat's kind of stinky. That's the problem. It's so hard to make first-person combat with melee weapons good. Innovation at its finest. I'm speechless on this. Yeah, but if you innovate from, like, janky old to, like, modern jank, like, I don't enjoy playing personally. By the way, I want to be clear. If someone did like this, I would agree. I could see this being a better than Borderlands. Someone put these above them. I played Oblivion and Skyrim when they came out. I didn't play Morrowind when it came out. I played it a little bit later. Not all the way through, but enough to be like, nah. But I do think it's kind of just like a good, like, people love these games. And it's really tough to rank this when I just don't enjoy the gameplay as much as other people. It just works. It's fucking funny. 16 times the detail. Combat is significantly less stinky with mods, but I agree with Mint. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I played these on console when they came out. I got the fucking Skyrim Dragon. So I was one of those people. 11, 11, 11. Okay. I was there. I was standing outside the mall. The hype, I was there. The hype got me. And I played it and it was fun. I don't know. I just don't think the story's actually that good. And it's like, okay. Mormon is the best atmosphere of the three, though. Playing mage is a fucking chore. In Skyrim. I only remember, like, sitting there and throwing, like, a fucking cabbage in the air to, like, level my, I don't even know, alteration. My most played game on Steam for sure is Skyrim. There's a lot you can do with the mods. I'm not going to rank people's ability to mod these games because this list would change dramatically if that was the case. Obviously, because you could be like, I can turn Skyrim into fucking Star Wars. Jensen, where would you put this trilogy? Based on you playing it. Where would you put this? That's the one thing. Like, because I get the games were great. I played them when they came out, and they just didn't have the impact on me that they did for a lot of other people. I will also say this. I am not a big enjoyer of sandbox games. Okay? Like, sandbox in the sense that there's just a lot of, like, busy work and things to do. That just really doesn't do it for me. Which is kind of why the game's just here. Like, I didn't feel the pull to put hundreds of hours into the games. So that's kind of why I'm putting it here in B. You know how all things evolve to crabs? Yeah, all things evolve to stealth archers and Bethesda shit. I think the role playing is strong, and like I think you can do a lot of different builds and have a lot of fun with it. I just don't think it's actually as fun to play this. It's perfect. I've never played anything like it, especially Skyrim. Okay, that's fair. I just don't... It's unique. It just doesn't speak to me. Far Cry and B, decent story and fun gameplay. Not a lot of replayability, IMO. Yeah, I don't... Far Cry's another example of a game that I'm like... Far Cry would go like here, but we'll get there. We'll get there in a second. This is a big one. But Dark Souls is S+. Dark Souls is Dark Souls is completely different. Just so we're clear. Dark Souls has a very defined way to progress and get better at the game. Just so we're clear. The goal, when I'm saying I don't like sandbox games with a thing, the Skyrim story, for example, is kind of just Oblivion story's better. And this is not counting the remastered, so anyone who played that, ignore that. Okay? When I play Skyrim, and I'm just running around doing these random, like, assassination missions, or doing the shit for the champions, I'm just like, when my character is getting better, I don't feel like nothing's changing. If you play on fucking legendary difficulty, the enemies have infinity health and you die fucking instantly, unless you want to be a stealth archer. That's just, the balance is just not there. And it's just not fun. You can't scale, well, the game's fun in general, but I can't play on a difficulty that makes the combat and character progression feel that meaningful. This is the problem, okay, with those games for me. That's when Dark Souls, I'm getting better. I'm learning new things. I'm finding ways to battle stuff that I didn't know was possible. I feel like I'm actually getting better. The Thieves Guild achievement was so dog shit. I don't even really remember the achievements that well. DLC was fun though, actually. I did like going to Solstheim. It was a good time. I did Legendary as a sword and shielder all the time. Yeah, and standing there for like the first 30 hours of the game, fighting something that takes 30 hits to kill is just so ass. I don't know. I don't think the difficulty in these games is good at all. Like, I feel like there's not a lot of ways to like make the gameplay progression is just lacking. And in a game that's supposed to be there for 500 hours, when that's what I want out of the game, it's just not there. Gripes with this game sound like skill issues. No, it was boredom issues. Like, I want to find out... Like, I don't want to have to spend 20 hours leveling something to then feel like I finally can do a thing in terms of combat. That's not really what I want. I want the moment-to-moment progression to feel good. Which I feel like it wasn't there, personally. But again, this is just not my type of game. The world and how it's set up. If someone did this, I would understand why they did it. I would get it. Morgan would love RuneScape. I would fucking hate RuneScape. Because you just that's the most boring gameplay of all time. Morgan's issue is that he doesn't want a game telling him he has to be good at it for him to progress. LOL. I want to be able to run my forehead into a game. Fable. If I put Fable up here, you guys would fucking lose your mind. I will put Fable here. I will put Fable behind this, behind Skyrim, Oblivion, and Morrowind. Fable 1, 2, and 3 are really fun games. Actually, I might put it here. I love Fable a lot. Personally, love it. It's a good time. I think the world is good for when it came out. I love the progression, the different the times that these games take place in. It's C at best. I like Fable way more than Dead Rising, personally. I just like Fable more. I personally enjoyed Fable more than Ezio and Black Ops. I don't think it's as fun to play as Dying Light. This is kind of what this comes down to. What's more fun to play? Now, this being said, Fallout. Don't disrespect Fable like that. Fable's a good fucking time. I just want my goddamn acorn to be a tree, Mr. Molyneux. Dude, I liked Fable a lot. I mean, like, again, some of these, I'm not being like, what's objectively the best game? Because then these wouldn't, I'm just rating them based on how I've played them and what I enjoyed, what I think the strengths were in games. I'm trying to be consistent. Put that shit at D? What? I had so much fun playing Fable. Maybe this is, it's been a long time. Maybe this is rose-tinted glasses then. Entirely. Now you guys have... I haven't played Fable in so fucking long, dude. But I loved this game. This felt like the role-playing in Fable and the social element of doing things felt... It felt like stuff was actually happening. Okay? I would put it at B+, A-. I just don't think Fable did anything super crazy. Like, these games are so big and there's so many systems in it. I think there's a lot to interface with in the Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim. I think in Fable, you do get a lot of role-playing aspects in terms of how you handle the world instead of how you handle your character, which is why I think this is so good. What I'll say is Fable is great stepping stone RPG. Other than that, I'd play once and I'm good. Agreed. But I'm personally the same way on Oblivion and Skyrim. I'm not playing them more than once. But I think that they're better and more refined and more enjoyable to actually interface with the systems than Fable. That being said, Fallout's going in A. Just so we're clear. I just think Fallout, something about the atmosphere in Fallout makes it better than the Elder Scrolls games. This is the thing. I actually think... It's going here. It's going here. I think that Fallout is... Personally, I think the worlds are just way more interesting. Okay? Fallout over Elder Scrolls is insanity. I don't think it's insanity at all. I think the Fallout worlds feel so much more... The characters in Fallout are so much more interesting than fucking Sven over at the fucking watering hole in like a Skyrim. I actually think, by the way, the best of these three Elder Scrolls games is Oblivion. As I think Fallout New Vegas is the best of the Fallouts. And I think that the gameplay progresses really well into Fallout 4. I know not everyone liked that. I did a lot, personally. I agree if someone adapted Fable to modern day design, it would go crazy. Well, Snow? Fallout Fable 4. It's coming. 100% disagree. Elder Scrolls vibes way better. Dude, rolling through the fucking Mojave with the goddamn radio, just bumping tunes. And I meet these characters. I something about Fallout, just because here's the thing. Let's be honest here. Elder Scrolls and Fallout, they're basically, one's like a, Elder Scrolls is like a medieval like analog to Fallout. So to me, whatever you like better here is depending on what either stories kind of connected more with you, maybe what you played first, which environments you like better. That's kind of going to determine where you put these. Which is why I would put that here. Because if you say a bunch of mid games and then Vegas, I would say Morrowind, you can't play Morrowind now and be like, this game's functional. It's ass. Unless you're on PC. The idea of a nuclear apocalypse and just experiencing life at a simple level, but the way they were able to pull it out so much, I agree. I think that's why it's good. And caves always have the same enemies, but Fallout's vaults always have different enemies. I think this is, I know, if someone put this above, I'd get it. I'd get putting Elder Scrolls above Fallout. I think that the world of Fallout and because this is just fucking medieval. I don't actually mean it like this, but this is like, to some degree, kind of a medieval slop in the sense that every medieval game is going to have the mages and it's gonna have the fucking, you know, the jarls or the kings of these lands. What's the Fallout? What games are like that for Fallout? I can't even really think of many. Maybe I just haven't played enough. I feel like Fallout's just way more unique. And I also think, by the way, the gunplay in Fallout is more satisfying than the melee combat in Elder Scrolls. I think Fallout is S tier. Fallout New Vegas clears everything Bethesda ever made. Well, that's unfortunate because they didn't even make New Vegas. Dude, Jensen, I know you're going to hate me after this, but brother, please, I will make it up to you one day. But I will never put Elder Scrolls above Fallout. Even just when I think back to like when I played them, I remember playing Fallout New Vegas. I didn't play it on launch. I remember staying up late and playing Black Ops 2 multiplayer. And when all my friends would go to bed, that's when I would play Fallout New Vegas. The trilogy is 3 New Vegas and 4. Yeah, Mint. I'm a fantasy girl, not a sci-fi girl. That's the thing. I think that if you like the medieval thing, which I know I've said this a bunch of times that I prefer the fantasy stuff, Fallout's kind of this exception. I think the nuclear winter, the nuclear fallout, what it's done to the world, and like the way that things have kind of like devolved is super interesting. And I like it. Okay, but can we all agree the Blacksmith Lady in Skyrim is the baddest gaming chick of all time? I don't even remember her, so I don't know. Johnny Guitar was always there for you. Dude, the music, being able to walk around with the Pit-Boy. I love the inventory system in Fallout. The inventory system, like, it feels so cool. I love having that all in one place, being separate from a pause menu. I loved it. I think it's just great. I think the reason I'm attached to Elder Scrolls is my D&D roots. And you know what, Colton? Completely understand. It wouldn't, if someone did this, I'd get it. I'd understand. But I just don't think these games are as fun to play as Dead Space and Borderlands, for example, because they're above. Outer Worlds is good because the same people made New Vegas. I still need to play Outer Worlds. I'm behind the times. Fallout was the gateway drug for me to enjoy older music. Yeah, I think the Fallout, I don't know a single game that I've played that has the same environment. Fallout 3 in New Vegas specifically. Fallout 4 is a little bit different. It's a little bit more kind of hip. And like, just because the world is a little bit more detailed, it's weird. OMG, I just saw Jack and Daxter and started shaking. There's a lot more on the line than you know. Okay, let's go. Let's move on. I'm already going to make my first arrangement here. Far Cry 3. This one was kind of eye of the beholder, because if someone wanted to do 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, I kind of just went, in my head, I was like 1, 2, 3, because those are the ones I have played. I have not played Far Cry 4 through 6. This is like kind of down here, to be honest. Like, I know Far Cry 3 story kind of clears. I actually think I'm going to move Diablo as well. I almost think I want to move Dead Rising. I think... okay, we're going to do some shifting here. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Far Cry 3, just kind of a game. It's kind of whatever. You're shooting. Way of the road. No more Halo, man. Sorry to break it to you. Halo's in here. It's right here. I agree with Tobias. If there's an F tier, that would be better, but sadly, that's not an option. I'm drinking milk. Jealous? Not even a little bit. Thank you for asking, though. You got Dying Light and with the Elder Scrolls? I do. I think Elder Scrolls clears Dying Light, but I think playing Dying Light is, in my opinion, from what I like to do... Okay, here's the thing. The melee combat in Dying Light 1 is about 3 times better than the melee combat in Skyrim. It's a newer game. But I wouldn't do this, because I don't think the story is as good, personally. Good enough to put it over the thing. I think the worlds are better, and that's why this is the order. But the gameplay in Dying Light's better, to me. Better. I have not played Baldur's Gate 3. That's why Baldur's Gate 1, 2, and 3 are not on the list. I should have done that, though. I didn't even think about it. If Baldur's Gate 3 was here and I had played it, it'd probably be up here. I should have put that on the list. That's a good catch. What's the bet he's never played all the Jack and Daxter trilogy games? I have. Okay. Fear. I'm going to put Fear here. Fear's fun. Fear's great. Ton of fun playing it. It's going here, though. It's going in C. Top of C. It's good to go. Better than Dead Rising, for sure. I think it's better than Far Cry. Personally, I just think it's cooler. But this is, again, Far Cry 1, 2, 3. Not 4, 5, 6. Because I didn't play them. I loved Fear 2. Fear's sick. Far Cry, to me, was great in 3, and then it killed Voss, and I lost interest. Didn't think it beat it after that. Yeah, I mean, Far Cry 3 gets a lot... It has a lot of, like... I don't even know what you call it. Like, there's a lot of... It wouldn't be revisionism, but there's a lot of... What is the fucking phrase? There's a lot of weight put into Voss as a villain, which is great. That carries. If Voss wasn't in the game, to me, this would just be like this. It's going above, though. Do I want to put it... I like Dead Rising more than Far Cry. Baldur's Gate is amazing. I played 2 on the OG Xbox as a wee lad. I should have put Baldur's Gate in here. I really wish I had. Unfortunately, I didn't. Gears of War. Thinking. I will be playing Baldur's Gate 3, Impulse. You're fucking on one. You're right. I'm gonna put Gears of War as top of A. I'm putting Gears of War at top of A. With Voss, he was so hyped that I thought the game was over when he died. I mean, it makes sense that you would think that. Ragnarok was goated. Just remember, this is God of War. Where's God of War? It's 1, 2, and 3. The new games, there's only 2 of them. This is God of War's 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's not cleared necessarily, but that's God of War's 1, 2, 3. Gears of War, top of A. I think the story's great. I think there's a lot of super high moments. I think it's the way it divulges into a revenge plot is fantastic. The multiplayer is insane. The progression, adding horde mode, then adding beast mode. You get a lot of mileage. The Gears is up there because of our playthrough, right? It's only up there because of our playthrough. I think Darksiders is more enjoyable than Gears of War. I can't do this. I can't say Gears of War and Darksiders are the same level of exciting and fun, but I am 100% going to put Gears at the top of A. I think this is good. Guitar Hero, 1, 2, 3. I love Guitar Hero. I think it's obviously like Guitar Hero 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'll put it here. Guitar Hero is awesome. All right. Gears failed when they started focusing on robots instead of Locust IMO. That's why we're only talking about Gears of War 1, 2, 3. Gears 4 and 5 and Judgment and Tactics, not a part of this. Just this one. Guitar Hero is bottom A. I could see that. Wouldn't be mad at it. I played a lot of Guitar Hero as a kid, but you can only kind of play it for a certain amount of time. Personally, I love Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero is sick. This guy is doing jumping jacks on Darksiders. Dude, telling you, Darksiders is fantastic. Goat Sim. I don't know. Goat Sim's fucking D. It's whatever. It's just kind of... It's just sandbox fun. You know what I mean? Like, this is not my kind of game. It's just kind of... It'd be like... It's like a friend slop game, but single player. I'm just going to put it in D. It's kind of whatever. Like, I almost think Call of Duty should fucking go down a level here, too. The original COD. I think I'm doing this. It's a brain rot game. Yeah, exactly. My favorite part of Guitar Hero is when they oversaturated their own market and disappeared. Guitar Hero was so good, they made so many games that they wiped themselves off the planet. God of War 1, 2, and 3. I'm putting it right here. If Ragnarok in 2018, which I've never fully played, I watched some playthroughs of them. I like Fallout more than I like God of War. I'm gonna put it here because I don't have as much of a connection to it. I played it. It's just kind of an old hack and slash. I love Kratos. Where do I want to put this? The problem is, I actually think God of War is better than some of these games, like objectively, but I'm not putting it. I fucking love Dragon Age more than I love God of War, but I think God of War is actually just a better game. I don't even think I can fully rate this one based on my own. I don't think it's better than Gears of War. As a trilogy, I think Gears of War is better. I think the gameplay is more fun, and it's more varied, and there's way more stuff to do. Do I think this is at... No. OG is better than the new ones. This is one of those situations where I think the new God of Wars... The reason I think they're better is I think that there's just so much more impact in the combat. It's just the new. I haven't beaten them. I know the stories because I've watched. I watched them. Like I watched someone play them. But from what I have played of 2018, the impact is just fucking immense. God of War 3 it's got that like older kind of floaty combat because it's an old game. The original trilogy. Gao S tier. Gao S tier, huh? Right here. I know you meant this. I think Gears of War. There's just so much more to Gears of War than God of War. Personally, I think so. I think there's just excellent game modes, excellent innovation from game to game. I like the story better. I like that kind of camaraderie thing going on. The solo revenge is fun. I love the villains. I love the executions. If I'm not putting Gears of War here, I'm not putting God of War here. For me. So Duck Hide Shoot is better than Gears of War or God of War. Well, to be fair, Duck Hide Shoot is the same as Smash X, jump, hit triangle, and then repeat that. You repeat the same combos. The thing is, God of War is a single player story. God of War 1 to 3. Single player story. It's great. I played it. I had fun. Gears of War is multiplayer, which I love Gears of War multiplayer. I know that's not everyone agrees with that. You've got the Horde mode. You've got Beast mode. There's even a fucking DLC campaign where you get to play as one of the villains and you get to kind of do the reverse battle. I think there's a lot more depth in Gears of War in terms of what you can do when you play the game. Like the actual modes, personally. Well, no, but Jensen, to reply to that. Something that I really enjoy in a series of games, in a game specifically that's a story game, and this is why it's hard for me to play old story games. If the quality isn't there in the facial expressions, in the audio, in the impact of the moment-to-moment gameplay, for me to really feel like it's kind of I guess I'll say a masterpiece, I kind of need those things now. I can't go back and play God of War 1 and be like, this game's fantastic. I'm like, oh, this is good, but this will never exceed the things that I've played since then that were fantastic. And I don't think that's the case with everything, but for an action game like this, I think that the new God of Wars, which obviously aren't on the list, so I'm not comparing it to that. I think it's just kind of okay. That's why, I'm putting it above games I love. I love Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Inquisition. I think God of War is a better game. It's going here. But I feel like more like a man playing Kratos, TBH. That's fair. But this is why this tier list, I knew this tier list was not going to make me friends. It was going to make me enemies. Grand Theft Auto. The Vice City, San Andreas, and 3. Honestly, barely played them. Barely played them. Okay? Are we just considering trilogies with these games? So it's kind of like a weird situation because some of these games don't have defined trilogies. So I tried to have pictures that aligned them, like Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim. That's not a trilogy, but it is 3 games in sequence, so I'm counting them. Dead Rising also has a 4th game, but I'm counting it like that. Far Cry 1, 2, 3, but there's 4, 5, 6. So it's a very loose trilogy. I read it as the edition it is, and it was awful. No. God of War is great. I just don't think it's better than these 3 games. No, we are not considering all the games in the series. If we were considering all the games in the series, I would do this. Just so we're clear. Maybe this. Actually, the Ascension exists, so it would be this. That's why this is being put here. Oh, I mean, you can... here's the thing, Jensen, for GTA, I haven't played any of these. 1, 2, and 3, I played a little bit of San Andreas when I was a kid. I have basically no experience with these old Grand Theft Auto games. You can take it however you like. The same thing with this Ezio trilogy. I just kind of was counting these 3 games. I wasn't talking about the Ezio, like this edition of the game. If someone played, the definitive edition of this, and they wanted to include it, if this fucked up the tier list for people, I'm sorry. You can edit your list. That wasn't intentional. Do you have Killzone on here and not Resistance? I think I have Resistance. Killzone. Oh, bro, Resistance was supposed to be on this. Fuck. Resistance was supposed to be on this list, and it's not. Oops. I look at how many of the fucking PlayStation IPs I have. I fucking forgot Resistance, bro. If you ever do, don't play the trilogy pack. Play the individual ones. They're great. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, Clank, that's a good catch. Just like Baldur's Gate earlier, I missed Resistance. Fuck. We'll have an updated list at some point. Okay, we're skipping Halo. We'll come back to Halo. Because we all know what's gonna happen. We'll come back to that. Hitman. Hitman's great. Hitman's fun. Hitman's probably better than Fable. I think I want to move this now. I think Fable might be getting the bump now that I'm looking at the way that I kind of rank these games against each other. I don't know, bro. Like this, maybe. You motherfucker. I think we're going to talk a lot about Halo, so let's just get all the other games on here that we don't have a lot to talk about. The suspense, I hate it. I think you're going to be surprised. I don't think it's as bad. We'll come back to Halo when we just get kind of a bunch of these other games on here. I'm going to put Infamous. I actually liked Infamous a lot. I think it was really cool. I remember being jealous that I couldn't play Infamous on my 360 back in the day. I think I personally like Infamous, like 1, 2, and Second Son, over a lot of these games. Personally. I know it's not going to be common for everyone. I think these games are cool. I think they're just fucking great fun. I love Cole as a main character for 1 and 2. I love the good and bad. I love that the things that you do kind of give a visual and they kind of make the game feel good. That's how you had it? Yeah, I kind of shuffled it around and then I went back because I'm like, actually, I really love Fable. I like Infamous a lot, though. I'm going to be completely honest. I think I like Infamous probably this much. To be honest, I don't think I love Infamous as much as Borderlands, and I don't think they're nearly as impressive as these games. But I definitely enjoy it more than everything else here. I think Infamous is just a great fun. The story's compelling. Personally, I think it's compelling. I think that the gameplay differences from game to game are really neat and good. I think they do a great job at making progression feel meaningful from game to game. And I think I'd put this here. Yes, Infamous is a sucker punch. You can even see their little, I think that's their logo right there from back in the day. Jack. So I have played the Jack games. It was a long time ago. It's really hard for me to be like, how do I think these actually are now? I do remember loving Jack, like the combat, like as you're like melee attacking and Dak starts flying about. I don't love Jack nearly as much as I love Infamous. Like the games, the actual games. I think I like Fear more than Jack. This is really hard because I don't really remember the story. But I played them all. I beat all the games. I might do this. This part of... Okay, this is going to be partially because I can't fully remember the games. Below Fable for me, I think Insomniac made Resistance. Oh, I think Insomniac did make Resistance. The story is you got to get all the orbs. Yeah, all the collectibles. I'm going to put Jack... Actually, I feel like I like Diablo 3 more than I like Jack. I think this is fine. I mean, I don't remember the games well enough. I played them all. It's been a long time. Actually, crazy unfollow, unsubbed. You can't even sub here. You can't unsub. You can't unsub to something that you could never be subbed to. The problem is I never had a PS2 though. I had an Xbox, like the original Xbox. This wasn't a game I only played this game going over to a friend's house and playing Jacks 1 through 3 over time. This is... But I don't have any bad... This is just like, I don't remember. I can't rank this high when I don't remember the games that well. Just Cause. I know people love this. I don't think it's kind of... It's like fucking Wildlands GTA. Lots of cool shit in there. Not my kind of game. I'm subbed to your YouTube because I'm a good friend. Fuck, that's true. Oh, shit. There's better Naughty Dog trilogies. Min's heart has broken. D? Yeah, maybe this is D. I don't think it's as good as Crisis. I'm fine with putting this in D. Just Cause is kind of whatever. Kingdom Hearts. Never really played them. Gonna go here. Sorry if anyone was hoping this would be crazy. I think if you had some spicy carrot tuna while playing Jack and Daxter, you would put them in S. Maybe I would, hey? Maybe if I had a little, I don't know what Daxter is here. I don't know what he is. Like a fucking squirrel with glasses. Maybe if I had one of those, it'd go up higher. Just Cause is like middle of the road action movie. Not excellent, not bad. Yeah, I don't have anything against it. I'm just like, I don't remember the stories. I kind of just played them for fun. Like... I don't know. It's fine. I remember like people would be like, oh, I'm gonna throw a zip line or whatever onto a plane as it flies by and I'm gonna fucking whip around. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Did it once, now I'm done. Then put Jack and didn't play, we can change your opinion later. I did play them though. I guess I just don't remember. Is that fine to do, I guess? In that case, I have to put Just Cause down here. Because I don't remember the story of this either. But I'm pretty confident Just Cause is a D. This game's fucking kind of ass. But I've played... This feels like a fucking scam to put Jack down here when I know I've played them all. Maybe this saves me with Mint, though. Hey, buddy. Sorry, blacked out there for a second. Just Cause mechanics are pretty fun. Yeah, this is literally just an... Like Colton said, this is an action movie of a game. I played the kill zones. I don't really remember the stories, and I'll tell you this. I'm personally probably putting Killzone here. And if Resistance was here, Resistance would probably be up here between Guitar Hero and Dying Light. Because I love alternative history shit. Killzone's go and see. Games are fun. Don't fully remember everything about them, but I'm ranking this because I played all the fucking games. This one's getting ranked. Ah, fuck. You might be right, Rhino. Okay. Even though I have played all of these games, these 6, have beaten them, I will put them in didn't play because I don't remember. because it's been at least like, I don't know when the fuck Killzone 3 came out. Like 2010, 2011. I never played Shadowfall, so that's the fourth game. It doesn't really matter. Make a I don't remember tier. The problem is I gave this tier list to everyone else and they don't have that tier. I don't want to change anything on the tiers. I think this is fair though. I think Rhino's right. Should probably do this. Well, if I don't remember, we'll put it down here. Little Big Planet 3. Yeah, I didn't play it. Or Little Big Planet 1, 2, 3. I didn't play it. People love it. Didn't play it. Little Nightmares 3. Or Little Nightmares in general. I only played a little bit of the first one. That's all I know. It's going here. Lost Planet. Yeah, I don't really play these either. Mafia. I love Mafia 2. And I didn't really like Mafia 3. Because I think the gameplay loop was kind of bad, but I love the theme. Mafia is getting a solid B placement behind Infamous. Because Vito's the man, and the themes are too good in these games. If you don't remember it, it means they didn't leave a lasting impression, therefore D for dog shit. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. Rhino's always right. Rhino is always right. I should have done a don't remember as well, LOL. Yeah, no, that really should have been a tier. Played it all, don't remember. Instead of didn't play. Because it's like, played and ranked or didn't play. But if you're like, I played them all, but I don't really remember. It's hard to judge that against anything else. But I am putting Mafia at kind of high B here. Because I think that the fucking atmosphere of Mafia and the stories are just too fucking good. Doing this today and I didn't know. I announced it before, but I guess someone didn't listen. I don't know what to tell you. For people who want the tier list, by the way, if you want to do your own Snam, this is the tier list. A bunch of people have already done theirs. But that, for anyone who wants the tier list, that's it. That should give you everything from before I started fucking around and making right decisions. I wish Godfather games had a third game. I didn't play the Godfather games, but that would be cool. I do own them, but I didn't play them. Hopefully your time in Silent Hill was fun, Snam. Welcome to the hot seat. Little Nightmares 2, you could find hats. Then Little Nightmares 3, you had to buy skins instead of finding them, which was bullshit. I'll be honest with you, I started playing Little Nightmares 1 before Little Nightmares 3 came out because I thought I was going to do the permadeath, and I was not having as much fun playing the game. I was like, I'm not having fun. It's just like, I thought it was going to do it, but it didn't. What's up, Captain? How's it going? Welcome in. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. These games are a great romp. I didn't play the third one because it's only on Switch, but I'm ranking it based on 1 and 2. I included it because there's a third one, but I'm ranking it based on 1 and 2. I think this game was a hella fun. I like this game a lot. I think it's super cool. Love the whole system of having 4 heroes and swapping between them. It's a good romp. Permal Death on Little Nightmares does not sound fun. Yeah, you gotta do it in under an hour, too. Little Nightmares is a fun time. You and Jeff can play 2 and 3 if you guys enjoy the genre. You know what's funny, Rhino? That's actually, I started playing Little Nightmares 1 with her. We were having to take turns, but we were playing it. And I just wasn't, I was just kind of like, I'm just not really enjoying it. I'm just not having fun. So that's the only reason why I've decided to dump it. Mass Effect! We're leaving okay. These two are the hot topics. But I think everyone knows where I'm going to put Mass Effect. I'm putting Mass Effect in S+. Mass Effect is an S+ trilogy. I think the story is fantastic. I think the gameplay is... Obviously, in the first game, it's dated. I understand. I think the RPG elements in 1 are great. I think they did a good job paring them down, making the games more linear. I think the impact of the stories are so fucking good. How can it be S+? Because I understand going back and playing 1, it's bad. I understand that. But I played it then, and I played the remake. I played them both. Okay? Mass Effect is an S+ as a trilogy because the games don't... There is no weak game. That was the difference here with Darksiders. Darksiders 3 is weak compared to 1 and 2. Mass Effect 1 is not weak compared to 2 and 3 across the board. That's the difference. Darksiders 3's gameplay is worse, and the story's worse. Right? Mass Effect 2 improved on the gameplay of 1, but Mass Effect 1 had better role-playing moments, or role-playing elements. 3 did not have an awful ending. That's the thing. I don't think the ending of Mass Effect 3 is bad. I am defending the ending. Yes. 100%. The end decision in 3 does not define the whole game. I think people completely miss out on the scope of... Okay. There's a few things to discuss on why Mass Effect is S. Okay, I want to be very clear here. In the type of story that Mass Effect is, you can't have... Because people always... this may not be your criticism, but I want to be very clear here. Mass Effect 3, the ending of the trilogy, cannot be distinct based on every single decision you've made. It just can't. It doesn't make sense. You're talking about a galactic scale conclusion on most events that are not galactic scale. Not every decision can add up to this, right? But I want to be very clear here. The decisions in Mass Effect 3... So the clunky stuff to do Elder Scrolls and Ezio doesn't apply to Mass Effect? I don't think... No. Just so we're clear, the clunkiness of Mass Effect, and what you're calling the clunkiness of Mass Effect, is not the same as Assassin's Creed. First of all, in Mass Effect, you take cover, you shoot stuff. It's a cover shooter game. In Assassin's Creed, you basically can't do open combat unless it's going to be you're doing one button. Counterattack, counterattack, counterattack. You try to do the parkour, which is one of the main things in the game, and half the time you fucking jump off a building. They're just not they're just completely different. But when you that's why I'm saying that, by the way. Like, just to be clear. And the Elder Scrolls, the fucking primary thing that you do is there's not really a story. I understand there's the world has a story. The actual story is kind of just bleh. People don't even do it half the time. They just go and do side quests and guild missions, right? Mass Effect is a coherent, ahead of its time, holds up to this day story. Look, I like Mass Effect as much as the next guy. I just think S+ is quite extreme. Is there any game that I'm curious? This is where it would be interesting to see, Smash. Is there any game in a continuous, we've got one contiguous story that you would put in S? Because I think Mass Effect is the best in that entire genre. Okay, Jensen's saying Halo, but I guess I meant like an RPG type game. But, yeah, I think Mass Effect is a one-of-a-kind video game series. I think it's quite literally the best of this genre of game. It's that same reason why Dark Souls is up here. There's literally not another game in this space that is as good as Dark Souls. There just isn't. It's the same thing with Mass Effect. I don't think there's any role-playing game that does this continuous story thing that is as good as Mass Effect. I think it is quite literally the best of the genre. And I know that some people aren't going to like that. But I don't know if everyone's played all the games. But I also don't think the ending to Mass Effect is as bad as everyone says it is. And I'm counting with the DLC, by the way. I'm not just saying, like, the raw Mass Effect Day 1. I'm counting all DLC for all of these games when I make my decisions. I think most games tell a story in their own title. I guess I can't think of many trilogy games that tell one story like this. This is if Mass Effect was if this was an anthology of 3 separate stories, I don't think it would be up here. Like, I'm going to give you an example. And for people who haven't played Mass Effect, I won't say too much. But I want to give an example of why I think this is quite literally almost one of a kind in across any genre, not just like this. In Mass Effect, you'll make decisions in the first game and the second game that will impact a pinnacle decision to save an entire species in the third game. I believe, I don't want to say much. If you know what I'm talking about. You need a total of, I believe, 5 points out of a possible, I think, of 7 or 8. And there's decision points in the first game and the second game that add to that tally, and then there's some in the third game. If you made specific decisions based on your story, you will literally genocide one race or another, and you get to pick at that point if you don't have enough. That the gravity of that cannot be understated. Mass Effect Andromeda is a tragedy, and this is why I'm not entirely like a Mass Effect like fanboy, because I would not rank Andromeda up here, but we're not talking about Andromeda. Mid gameplay in a relationship sim. I also love cover-based shooters. I love that every time I upgrade an ability, like the first 3 abilities are like increase damage, and then they fork. It's like, oh, do you want your ability to do this, or do you want it to do that? And then you get this whole new path. They're shorter games, so you don't need to have, I don't know, like 50 different skills for each tree. You don't need to, because the games aren't long enough to really make that matter. And I think that there is a lot in Mass Effect that people don't give a chance, because maybe they played the first one and they don't mesh with it, which is fine. I'm not saying that every Mass Effect game is perfect. We're ranking the series here, and I don't think, from game to game, I don't think there's one that is just like a 7 out of 10. And then we've got like a 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10, or whatever, however you'd rank them. That's why it's here. You and I are enemies now. First Fallout over Skyrim, now Mass Effect over Dragon Age. I'm JKing. Yeah, the problem is with Dragon Age is that it's, even though there's a similar sort of continuous story thing, they botch it in a whole lot of ways, and you can't even fucking actually carry your stuff over. It's part of the problem, and why this is the ranking. But yeah, I mean, this is, I think that the only thing in Mass Effect that I think is, I'm gonna call it kind of is movement. Movement's kind of clunky. That's just what you're saying. But I think that the guns feel good. There's impact. You're breaking shields. You're doing like you're overloading like shields or barriers and shit. There's a whole bunch of stuff here that makes Mass Effect feel great. And I think that the story, it is quite literally the only game like this. It's the only one. Which is why it's an S+. Now I'm gonna rank Halo. Okay? I'm gonna rank Halo now. Because we've done Mass Effect, now that they're back to back. Okay, so I think Halo is an S+ trilogy. I don't think it's better than Mass Effect. Okay? I want to be clear on why I'm ranking it S. To be fair, I want to be very clear here. S+ in this sort of in this ranking, I'm not really going to determine what comes before these. I think S+, the point of S+ existing, and I kind of set this up earlier, but I didn't want to give away why I was defining it this way. I think the S+ tier, I kind of mentioned this a second ago with Mass Effect, is that the games don't have, it's an amazing trilogy that doesn't have a weak point. Okay? Right, they're like top of their genre. This is where we're going with this. Okay? People think I'm hating on Halo because I was saying I like Mass Effect more. Liking Mass Effect more does not change if Halo is S+. I like Mass Effect more because I think that I like the way that game operates better. Halo, it's a continuous story, which I've already shown a disposition towards, right? As we've seen in some of these other decisions, okay? The gameplay improves with each game without a weak point. The multiplayer is fantastic, okay? The story's compelling. The universe and the world, it spreads, okay? Halo is still better, though. I don't like Halo better than Mass Effect because I don't think it's as compelling to me because of how I like to experience these types of games. But just like Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, Halo 3 is the top of its class. There's no weak point. That's why it's not down here right? There is no Darksiders 3 of Halo. It's up here. The health system in Halo 2, I don't really remember the distinction, I suppose. If you got to kiss an alien in Halo, would you rate it higher? Yes, I would add a new tier, and I would put it up there. Okay? It would be the SE plus territory. I did it that way, S plus for a perfect trilogy. Like, I understand we've had some like concerns here, like Fallout versus Skyrim. I think Fallout's just more enjoyable. Sorry, Fallout versus Elder Scrolls, not Skyrim. I think the world's better. That's why I put it up here. S plus is a category without discrimination. And like I said, I can't put Batman up here because I didn't play all the Batmans. Like but I played them all and I beat some of them, which is I know we talked about putting this in a didn't play category, but I played them. I can't just be like, oh, I didn't. I enjoyed them. Oh, I played a little bit of all three of them. I beat one 100%. That's why this is kind of passing that bar. S plus though, that's it. Cortana Halo 4 looked real good. The health system in Halo 2 was a standard regen system. That I don't know, but I mean, yeah, that's what I remember. All right, finished my bedtime routine. Now I'm under my weighted blanket. Good night, bro. All right, Snow. Take care. Just remember Mass Effect's better than Dragon Age and have many dreams. Batman in general is objectively an S plus superhero. As that actual hero, yeah, I guess so. Because just so we're clear, even though I said I'm not big on like the theme of superheroes, that would not stop me from doing this if I really knew if I'd fully experienced the games as I had these. Every other game up here I've fully experienced. I can't put it up here, even though I've played the games. If someone did this, I'd understand. But now that I've put Halo up here, I can kind of fully explain what S plus is, because I didn't want to say that ahead of time, because I think people would just comment on it. Better characters, better story, better world, wipes the floor with Mass Effect. Not true. They have very similar themes, to be fair. Okay? Kissing Dorian in my dreams, buddy. Hey. Maybe Dorian doesn't want to kiss you. Think about that. Huh? You played the games. You understand. But that's why I'm putting Halo there. Okay? Love it or hate it. I'm not ranking between these, but I think I like Mass Effect and Dark Souls more than Halo. But I'm not actually assigning what's better. These are perfect games, perfect trilogies, without weak points. That's why they're up here. Moving on, Max Payne. These games are... I love Max as a character. I love depressing shit. I don't think the vibes are as good as Mafia. I'm putting it in middle B. Funny enough, Halo 2 clears the whole trilogy. Not even close. Never played these. Max Payne's fun. Max Payne's a really fun game. And the story's great because it's super depressing. And I think people should play them if they haven't. But Mass Effect is better than Halo. And Dark Souls is better than Halo. But they're all perfect games. And I'm not going to actually rank them. If it makes you feel better, I'll do this. Actually, I don't want to because I don't want people to think that that's what I rank them. But I don't actually have it. Perfect. 10 trilogies. Across the board. Metro. Not everyone's going to agree with this either. But I'm putting Metro high A. Pretty good games. They need a new one 100%. I would love a Max Payne 4. Or a remake, dude. I think Remedy's remaking the first two. I fucking hope so. Dude, I would love remakes of Max Payne 1 and 2. Because I played these solo. I played these when I was a kid. Max Payne is awesome. I'd also agree. Being the bad guy is so much better than the sad cop. I don't know why they had Kimbo's guns in Halo 2, then never again. Probably because they're just harder to balance. Agreed. Yeah, Metro's fucking awesome. I only played Last Light and got bored halfway through. Dude, I love Metro. And then when you get it, Metro 2033, super unique concept, especially at the time, right? You didn't have a lot of these, people always talk about this. This is a popular theme in media with movies and TV, okay? But it wasn't really in other games at the time. And then Last Light, I think, improved a ton on Metro 23 in terms of the gameplay systems. And I thought, I mean, I wasn't a big fan of the kind of good and bad choice thing. Kind of, whatever. And then Exodus comes out and you get some revelations. Love it. So by the way, Clank, the only reason BioShock is under Metro is because I haven't fully beaten whatchamacallit, Infinite. BioShock 1 as a game, I would put up here. But as a trilogy, 2 is a little too weak. Personally. But I've played some of Infinite and I know parts of the game, so I understand parts of the story. I think the first 2 are worth playing, Rhino, to be honest. I think they're really good. I think the gameplay's fun. It's scary. The environments are awesome. The story's great. The characters are cool. Like, I think that the atmosphere of Metro is S+. I'd personally put Metro in C. Why? Why would you put Metro in C? I'm curious. What would be the reasoning? Obviously, your games might be different in B and A too, so I'm curious what the TLDR of like Metro being down here for you would be. Because I love Metro. A lot. Oh man, Persona is coming up soon. Persona's almost here. Boring and repetitive. Okay. I disagree. I thought that the way that the game is structured isn't... I didn't think it made the game boring at all. Oh, I mean, to be fair though, Smash agrees. I didn't have that though. I think that like the way that the game is set up made me enjoy the gameplay. I don't know how else to describe it. Metal Gear Solid, these 3, never played them. Didn't play. Modern Warfare 1, 2, 3. I'm putting it here. Okay? Putting it here. I like Modern Warfare's more than the Black Ops's, even though, I mean, I think the games are just cooler. Stories are better. Love them. Okay? I'm putting Modern Warfare above. I understand Black Ops. I liked Black Ops 2 multiplayer, Black Ops 3 multiplayer. Loved them. I like the Modern Warfare stories better than I like the Black Ops stories. That sort of like covert ops, psycho warfare stuff in Black Ops, just less compelling to me. I love the more grounded military like vibes of Modern Warfare 3. Other than zombie, yeah, I mean, it doesn't have zombies, and Spec Ops is fucking kind of dust. It's fun, but it's like not as good as zombies. But I love the stories of Modern Warfare 1, 2, 3. Black Ops is better just for zombies. If someone like was a diehard zombies fan and they put it up here, I'd be okay with that. People would say Modern Warfare 2 is the better COD. Yeah, I love the original trilogy. The original Modern Warfare 1, 2, 3. Not the other ones. Don't play Black Ops 7 then, KEKW. They ruined the campaign. Dude, after playing Black Ops 3, Clank, I don't even want to play any of the Black Ops games. Any of the other stories. I feel like they're just going to be, I don't know, just too much. I think especially going into it and not knowing how it worked and freaking out and having an air filter recharge was great tension and resource management. Oh, yeah, dude, for Metro, the moment you walk out and, like, you have to wipe your mask because it gets dirty, the game was so atmospheric. I think Metro is fantastic. It's so much worse than 3. Thank God I'll never play it. Black Ops 7, they used AI tools too much? Okay, well, if that's the case, then no wonder it's ass. Huh? Okay. Ninja Gaidens. I only played a little bit of 2. I can't really rank these. So it's got to go here. Payday, I only played 2. I didn't play 1 and 3. I mean, I can't really rank it if I've only played 1 of the 3 games. Persona? Never played it. Moving on. Sorry. Sorry, Jeremy. Sorry, Tobias. Never played him. Not yet. Own him. Haven't played him. Okay? Should play through it on April Fools. That would actually be pretty funny. I want to play these games. I actually own them. I bought them. I told Tobias this. I bought them specifically because I wanted to play them. I even bought Persona 3 Reloaded from Limited Run Games. But I haven't played them. So I don't know. I remember being interested in Persona after hearing someone on a podcast talk about how Persona 5 was one of those games that like changed their perspective on games. Do you have a quick spare 300 hours to beat them real quick? Yeah, if you guys are down to wait, I'll go run these real quick and then we'll discuss. Ratchet and Clanks. I actually, again, I'm not placing it right here. I'm just describing this. The reason this is 1, 2, 3. My favorite Ratchet and Clank is actually 4, but there is no like that's obviously not part of the trilogy here. And I understand that some people might have thought this was a specific version of the game. I don't even know if this is a real picture or a real copy, but I was thinking 1, 2, 3 for Ratchet and Clank. I don't think Ratchet and Clank is as cool to me as Infamous. I love the gameplay in Infamous. Okay, Ratchet and Clank kind of gets that pseudo like there's like a Spyro, Jack and Daxter kind of vibes, and not as big on the themes. But I think I would put the original Ratchet and Clank's 1, 2, 3. Probably, actually, I think I would put it here. I said I wasn't going to put it here, but that's because I didn't know. I don't think the original Ratchet and Clanks are as good as the Ezio trilogy. I don't think they're as good as the Black Ops games. I like Fable more. These are, I mean, obviously these are more like primitive, like action platformer, like kids games type of things. Deadlock was a fun. Yeah, I love that one, Rhino. Up Your Arsenal is fun. Which one's Up Your Arsenal? Is that... That's 3, okay. Lack of playing PS2 release shows. That's, I mean, I never owned a PS2, so I only ever played them going to people's houses. Like, I remember I played Ratchet and Clank 4. I remember you can, like, level up in that game. Like, Deadlock, I believe. And I feel like I remember getting to, like, level 60 or 70 or something, just playing at friends' houses. Yeah, well, I think the story in Assassin's Creed is just better. Like, this might be a hot take, but I think the story in, like, the original Ratchet and Clank games are a little bit more, like, one-dimensional. They're just, like, older games. Like, there's not a lot of depth there. They're fun. But, like, the story in Assassin's Creed is just better, like, by far. It's, like, not even close. Morgan used to get around going to people's houses. Someone had to do it. I forget Gladiator was called Deadlock by you guys. Wait, was Ratchet and Clank Gladiator the 4th game for you? Was it just named different in the EU? Or maybe not EU specifically, but over there. Okay, Resident Evil remakes. People asked what this was in the Discord, so for those who didn't know, this is Resident Evil 2 Remake, 3 Remake, and 4 Remake. I think my take on Sly Cooper will be different than what you think. So, I didn't play Resident Evil 4 Remake yet. I've played 2 Remake, I've played 3 Remake, and I played the original Resident Evil 4. I'm debating on... I don't think I want to say I've played this. By the way, if I had to rank this, if I had played 4, it'd probably be up here. But I haven't, and I don't want to lie. I'm going to just... It feels like I'm not being consistent, but I think Resident Evil 4 is such an important game to this trilogy in particular that I don't think I can put it up here. But I played 2 of 3 games. I ranked Batman, though. I think we might have to do some revisionism here. I think I have to remove Batman. If I'm not going to include Resident Evil, and I've played 2 of them fully, I can't keep Batman, even though it's similar. All that time we spent, Sergio, talking about Batman, and now it's not even on the list. We're back to Batman again? I think we are. I think Batman has to get removed if I'm not going to keep it. I've only played 5 and 6. Dude, if you're missing out then, Rhino, you're missing the fuck out. 3 is the one that wasn't received well. Resident Evil 3 Remake is not nearly as good as 2. And from what I've heard, it's not as good as 4. 3 was fun, though. I had fun playing 3. I played on hardcore mode. Is 2, 3, and 4 or 4, 5, 6? Because that changes the answer a bit. These are specifically the remakes. Because I have played 4, 5, 6. I didn't include it because I wanted to include the remakes. That's why I didn't include 4, 5, 6. I didn't want to have multiple trilogies from the same like game series if I could avoid it. Call of Duty's a little bit different because it's like the Black Ops and the Modern Warfares, but we're talking about just Resident Evil. I didn't want to have 2 separate ones for that same reason why I didn't include Far Cry, like 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6 as 2 separates. Can we discuss BioShock's ranking again? No, we can't, because I've fully played 2 of them, and I've played the 3rd one. That's why we can't. That's why BioShock stays. I've played Infinite. So it stays. I haven't played Resident Evil 4 Remake. That's why it's removed. The RE series has S+ and D tier games. Fucking facts. But that's why I'm removing Batman. I'm removing Resident Evil. Every other game on here, I've played them. I've played the entire series. But I haven't touched basically a game in Batman and a game in Resident Evil. That's the difference. Beat the tutorial of Batman real quick and put it back there. Okay, Rock Band. Rock Band, even though I personally like Guitar Hero more because I feel like I liked the songs better, Rock Band just adds far too much to be below Guitar Hero. There's too much cool shit here. Bro, I played Rock Band through the fucking keyboard. Like a fucking it's going above Guitar Hero because I think nostalgia makes Guitar Hero feel better. But to be fair, these games are really similar. But Rock Band just adds more. But I still like Max Payne and everything above this more than I like Rock Band. Your face reminds me I need to shave, but I'm lazy. I need to shave a little bit too. I got some stubble. Saints Row. Love Saints Row. Love it a lot. I think it's like it's going here. Max Payne is too serious. It's too good. Saints Row is a little bit more about fun, like a fun romp. And there's a lot of fun to be had here. It's less story than the other games, and I just value that more. Same reason why Mafia is up here over Saints Row. Sorry. I only played 4, thought it was fun. Saints Row 2 is really good. Saints Row 1's kind of old and a bit. Tam, welcome in. Enjoy that lurk. I never played 4. That's why that's not even included in here for me. That's fair. Best romp game on your list. Yeah, this is like kind of right in the middle. Fun romp. I enjoy playing this more than like basically all these other games below it. Not everyone's going to agree. Like the fact that Ezio Trilogy is here, I know people are going to be like, what the fuck, bro? Saints Row over Ezio Trilogy. I just think this is more fun. More fun to play. And I don't think that the story of the Ezio Trilogy outweighs that. That's as an example. That's kind of why it's going in the middle. I played a ton of 3. I played through the story of 3, but I didn't do all the, like, miscellaneous activities. Like, Ultimax. 2 is sad, man. Saints Row 2 is fucking awesome. Silent Hill 1, 2, 3. I only played Silent Hill 2 all the way through, the original, so I'm going to rank that here. I didn't play Silent Hill 1 or 3. So it's down here. Shadow of the Colossus or the Ico trilogy and such. I didn't play The Last Guardian. It's going down here. Skate's a fucking great romp. Same reasoning as Saints Row. I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put it underneath Guitar Hero and Rock Band because I just think these are more fun, mainly. But again, this is kind of like romp territory. Like, just having a good time. Like, they're going to be better than some of these games, in my opinion. But they don't clear these. Sly Cooper. This is an interesting thing. So, I like Sly Cooper less than Infamous, but more than Ratchet and Clank. Do I think Sly Cooper is better than, like, Fable? I don't think I do, but I think that they kind of... I don't think... Do I think Sly Cooper's better than the Black Ops series? It can't be. I think it's going to go here. I think I'm fine with this. It's certainly not better than Clank. I feel like I like Sly Cooper. Just so we're clear, we're talking about Ratchet and Clank 1, 2, 3. We're not talking about the other ones. I feel like I like Sly Cooper 1, 2, 3 more than I like Ratchet and Clank 1, 2, 3. But if someone did this, I'd be like, okay. You might just be more connected to the characters. I feel like I liked... This was just more interesting to me. Yeah, I think Ezio Trilogy is better than Sly Cooper. I think this is an example of, like... There's too much in these games to be like, the Sly Cooper's better. No one's better than Clank. No one's better than the Clank. This is a fake Clank, though. This is a Clank with 1K. Sly Cooper S tier. Maybe it's S plus, hey? Up here. Yeah, I kept this in here, like I mentioned in the Discord, because I thought this was a really good include for people that have played these games, because they're so unique. I haven't played The Last Guardian, though. So I can't include it based on how we've decided to modify the correctly modify the placements. Sly Cooper greater than or better than the older Ratchet games? I think so. If someone had said this, though, I mean, I'm not mad. But I do think that the Thievius Raccoonus is better than Ratchet and Clank. That's why I would put it there. Goat Simulator 3 greater than Sly Cooper. Not a chance. Spider-Man games. Haven't played them. Sorry. Like I said, my PlayStation 5 is still in a box. Oh, what makes Black Ops better? I think this, like, better than this. There's just so much more in Black Ops. Like, even though we're talking about the story being ass, which is why it can't climb above these other games, right? Black Ops 2, or the Black Ops games have a really robust and fun multiplayer. Okay? The story in 1 is better than later, right? Even I think Black Ops 2 had the futuristic missions. You get this, like, this structure that's really interesting. And it has zombies, right? And Black Ops 3 didn't have Dead Ops, did it? No, that's Cold War. I just think that these games, there's too much in these games and they're too good to have this be higher. Because this is like a fun, kind of like child story, more or less. And I just don't think that that's better than all of the gameplay in here. Personally. Clank 2 is just way too good. 10 out of 10 game. I mean, the problem is I feel like some of these games are just a little primitive in comparison, right? I mean, that's kind of why we're ranking B tier the way that we are. Because you get the kind of the top of B, being the Elder Scrolls games, are just, there's too much in them to let them be lower than some of these. Then you get the really compelling stories and atmospheres. Okay, then you get the fun romps, the games that, like, are just enjoyable to play. Then you get your games that kind of innovate on gameplay styles that you didn't really get before. Then, I actually think we can move this down. I think there's a little bit of bias here when I put this above. We're getting into a weird spot where I'm kind of, like, objectively and then, like, ranking them, and there's a little bit of, like, my own personal opinion. I think I need to revision this down a little bit. But you got Dying Light and Hitman. Huge, like, they're just super unique. Kind of did their own thing. I understand Dying Light was like Dead Island, but the whole parkour thing was completely different. Hitman is super fun. It kind of reaches romp territory, but super interesting character, interesting world, tons of replayability. It's basically a big puzzle shooter. And then you've got your Black Ops. I think there's too much in the Black Ops series to put it below these. And then I think Ezio's story is too good to be below these. Like, it's that good that it can pass these. It did have Dead Ops. Okay. I couldn't remember. It's been a long time. Bias is what your list is about. Bias is what part of my list is about. But I'm also trying to be fair to games. Because a lot of these games kind of reach the, like, for me, they kind of all blend together. In terms of, like, how I want to rank them. I'm like, how do I rate this over that? In terms of, like, specific elements. How do I rank the story of Infamous against, like, how much fun Guitar Hero is? How do you even fucking rank these games against each other? So there has to be a little bit of discrimination inter-tier outside of S+. But that's kind of how I'm ranking these and where I think their strengths are. And then the bias is, what do I enjoy more out of those strengths? Okay, because here's the thing. Let's be clear here. Everyone who made a list and is somewhat changing how they kind of feel about things, because we've changed rules a little bit or defined rules a little bit more clearly in here, feel free to change your list. Okay? Today. Because, to be fair, I've kind of adapted rules. If you made your list based off of different pretenses, then that's, I mean, it's not fully fair. I think it's fine. Change your list if you need to. After today, no more changing lists. Rank them off of how much your mom would enjoy them. I'm sure she'd love Uncharted. Oh my gosh. You should definitely play Dishonored. So, you know what's interesting? I have played Dishonored 1, and I played a little, and I loved it. And I played a little bit of 2. I didn't play Dishonored Death of the Outsider, which is why it's in didn't play. That's kind of the, like, that's why it's down here. I've played every one of these games outside of, like, Grand Theft Auto, Little Big Planet, Crash, and Amnesia, and Lost Planet. I played the rest, at least one of the rest of these. But it's not enough to rank them. Spyro. I have played Spyros. And this one might shock people. I'm actually going to put Spyro here. I think Spyro is more enjoyable than the romps. I think the characters are fun. I think the humor's good. These games have the humor too. I think it's personally, I think it's better in Spyro, but humor's subjective. And I think the platforming is better in Spyro. I don't think that that enjoyment breaks the seriousness and story-based stuff that I have here, and I wouldn't put it up. Who can we elect as the list police? Colton, that might have to be you. But if you want to change your list because we've defined new rules, go for it. Because we're going to revisit this eventually, and I don't want you to be like, oh, I would have changed my list on the night that we did the list. So goated he made his way into Skylanders. Yeah, I think Spyro, like if I had played Crash, I'm sure it'd be like this as well. But I haven't really played these. I played a lot of Spyro though. So I'm fine putting Spyro in B. Tomb Raider. Unfortunately, I only played the first one. I can't rank these. Not accurately. I know people love these games though, and I've meant to play them. Just hasn't really had a time. Uncharted. I'm thinking right now. Yeah, 4's not in the list. I originally, when we discussed this about series, with like the thought, I know Rhino brought this up like maybe 2 weeks ago, and it was a good point. Like, you can't really include some series and stack them against other ones. So 4 is not included in this, even though subconsciously it might be. I'm really trying to decide. I think Uncharted 2 and 3 are so fucking good. I just don't know if 1... I think 1 is so noticeably, like... This is where the distinction comes in some of these games, like Dark Souls 2 here. For me, Halo 1, and then Mass Effect 1. Like, even though they're weaker than the sequels in certain ways, they have other elements that make them better. And it really makes the series flawless. And if Uncharted 4 was here, this might be different, but I don't know if I think Uncharted 1 is... I think it's... When you play them back, it's just really weak in compared to 2 and 3. Like, I think the story in 2 and 3, and personally, I just think they're so good. That's why part of me is tempted to put it in S. which I feel like I'm okay with doing. A perfect trilogy. The problem is it's also there's a fourth story. This is why it's weird to do like Uncharted's 1 to 3 when 4 is also. I loved Uncharted 4. I fucking loved it. I think I'm gonna put it in S because I think 1 isn't as good in 2 and 3, and I don't think it has these like huge improvements over 2 and 3 in other ways. And without 4, it's not complete. Halo 1 to 3 is kind of a complete story. Mass Effects 1 to 3 is a complete story. Dark Souls is different, but it's all in one place. It's kind of a complete story if you dig into it. I think I'm fine with putting Uncharted at top of S. With Uncharted 4 and as a complete series, I would put it up here. Because I think that at that point it outweighs and you get the complete story. But I don't think 1 is as good as 2 and 3. I just don't. Halo 1 is the weakest also. Yeah, I agree. So you get Dark Souls 2 is weaker. It has differences that make it good. Mass Effect 1 is weaker. It has the RPG elements are just better, right, than 2 and 3, which kind of offsets the weaker gameplay. And then Halo 3 is the same. 1 is kind of bare bones in terms of the gameplay in certain ways. I know you can, if you're doing crazy shit, I understand it's not. But I think these are like perfect. Unfortunately, I don't know if Uncharted 1 keeps up to 2 and 3. It's the same with Darksiders 3. It's not as good as 1 and 2. I think I'm fine with putting Uncharted at top of S. I think when a trilogy's weakest game is the first one, that's a really good thing. I do agree it is a good thing. I mean, we have that here. 2 of these games in S+ are follow that. Uncharted freaking blows. Jeremy, you freaking blow. 4 is just an all-timer, man. It's so tough to make a distinction. Yeah, this is one of the situations on here that this trilogy rule just unfortunately like hurts is this. But we're gonna stick to that. I'm not changing that. I think Uncharted is top of S. Does Tom Holland make it S+? Maybe the movie, hey? We add the movie in. Nathan Holland. Oh my gosh. Okay, Walking Dead. Now, this might not be super clear for people if you haven't played the Walking Dead games, and I didn't make this distinction when I put the list up here. This is a sequence break because I'm deciding, and I didn't say this anywhere, that this is 1, 2, and 4. Because that's the story. That's the Clementine story. I understand she's in the third game. I'm going to put it here. Telltale games were in their own league. The problem, I think we need okay. We made the distinction that S+ was about trilogies that don't have a weak game. I don't think The Walking Dead 1, 2, and 4 have lucky break that The Walking Dead gets. Well, the problem is the fucking main character in New Frontier isn't even the characters from like 1 and 2. And I mean, I understand she's in the game, but The Walking Dead is the best Telltale game. It's the best, I'm gonna call it point and click adventure. I don't think between 1, 2, and 4 that there's a weak game. I just don't. 4 was definitely weak. I think that they landed 4. Like, this is the one reason I'm considering this is because of 4. The finale, like the series finale. Well, it would go here. There is a distinction between these, like, what does 4 add that isn't in 1 and 2? Can it offset that it's a little bit weaker? It's tough because you're getting funneled into, I don't know. Yeah, well, this is what S+ is about, though. S+ is about games that are like a perfect trilogy. Because you're right, I mean, with ranking the gameplay, it's fucking down here. this is specifically supposed to be about perfect trilogies. And this game, like, if you're like, oh, I don't like clicking, what is that as a gameplay, right? Some people do like that. That is the gameplay style of these narrative games. I think The Wolf Among Us is pretty good. The Wolf Among Us is fucking awesome. The main cast is kind of doo-doo. I think some of the decisions are really cool, but I think I might have to put it down here. It just doesn't feel as good as these three, even though I love it. I think I'm fine with putting it here. Was 4 really that good of a game? I loved 1 and 2 and thought 4 outstayed the formula. The problem isn't just that did the 4th game outstay the formula, because there's not just the Walking Dead games that did this. If you played the Game of Thrones, Tales from the Borderlands, The Wolf Among Us, what's that new one? There's a bunch of games of this formula. That's kind of like, you know, in a point and click adventure story-based game, what can you really add from game to game? I guess like puzzles or something. You can't. I mean, this game is literally a story. That's all it is, really. Oh, they did do Dispatch. That's a newer one. I was thinking of the space one. Starts with an E. Hope this live stream for Twitch will go well for you, my friend. I have to get ready for bed. I have to get ready for work. Hope you have a good day or night. Bye, my friend. Yo, Anna, have a nice night, okay? I think I'm going to put it here. It's going to go in S. Warhammers. It's going here. I didn't really play it. Only a little bit. Wasteland, I really want to play. I know I mentioned this like 6 months ago. Haven't played it yet. Watch Dogs, I didn't play Legion. So I have to put it here, based on the rules we've defined. And then The Witcher. The Expanse, that's the one. Don't forget the Dead Space choice, making the game. Dead Space is here. Did I put it? No. What? I mean, maybe there, but. So here's the thing. What makes a game S+? All the games have to be good. The Witcher 1 fucking sucks dick. Okay? The Witcher 1 sucks ass. And I can't put it in S+ because of that. It's not possible. I didn't know The Witcher 3 had a 1 and 2. Dude, The Witcher 2 is really good. The Witcher 2 is fucking fantastic. The story is so goddamn good. The Witcher 2 is one of the... We're talking about choices mattering, even if the games are funneling you into a single point. In The Witcher 2, depending on your decision at the end of 1, you play a completely different Act 2. They're not the same. You cannot get the full story of The Witcher 2 unless you play it twice. You will make decisions in your playthrough based on information you have that you don't even know, like, fully until you play the game a second time and get the other side. And then you're like, no way. Are you serious? That character was this? No, the second game is fantastic. The Witcher 2 is fantastic. The gameplay is okay at the start. But The Witcher 1 sucks ass. If we're ranking The Witcher 1, it'd be D. The Witcher... It's weird, because you've got... one of the worst games on this entire list is The Witcher 1. The Witcher 3 is one of the best games ever made. And then The Witcher 2 is a very good game. Is it top of A, or is it S? So... I think The Witcher 2 is a lot better. I've played the fucking Witcher 2 a lot. I played it all the way through like 3 times. So I definitely have experience playing it. And the way that the skill trees work really do give you a whole new kind of look into the gameplay. But you ultimately are always playing a Witcher. You get your potions, you get your traps, you get your oils, you get your bombs. So regardless of what you pick, you are augmenting the playstyle of a Witcher. So the depth actually isn't that good from that point of view. In The Witcher 2. Witcher 3 is different, and I think The Witcher 3 is one of the best games ever made. But we've got Witcher 1. Can we replace The Witcher 1 with Cyberpunk? That would be fantastic if we could do that. And yeah, I think you are right, by the way, Jensen. It is old Telltale devs. I think this is so hard to do because of how much I love The Witcher 2 and 3. The problem is The Witcher 1 is so ass. I don't know if it can be better if I can put this in S. Because it's just too dust. I think we might be doing a 2 and a... like... As a total, as an aggregate, can one game make you rate an entire series as D? No. But it can rate it down when you've got the best game ever and the worst game ever in the same fucking series. And then The Witcher 2 is fucking great. I think I put it top of A. Just rank each game out and average the rank. In that case, it would end up exactly where it is. The Witcher 3 is S+, The Witcher 1 is D, and I would put The Witcher 2 at A. So I think it gets pulled up to A. If you would not go back and play one of the games, it can't be S. I think that's fair. I have played all of these games more than once. To be fair, I played The Witcher 2 and Witcher 3 more than once, but I would never play The Witcher 1 again. I think that's a fair way to put it. The Witcher cannot be S because The Witcher 1 is so dog shit. And it's just too, you can't even, back then it was ass, and going back now it's terrible. So I think we do this. I think that's fine. I think that The Witcher 3 and Witcher 2 are so good though that I personally think they're just, they clear these, like this series. How well do we think consistency matters here? I might have to do this, unfortunately, for The Witcher. I actually think we need to do this. I think Gears of War 1, 2, 3 and God of War 1, 2, 3 are too consistently good that having sort of a best in class and worst in class, and then like a kind of top of A. You can't have the worst game ever and go before these. I don't think it's possible. We're gonna do a little bit of retconning here. The real tragedy is Goat Simulator and D tier SMH. Yeah, that's stay in there. I am gonna move some things around here, I think. I think I need to. So I think what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna put Dragon Age in B. At the top of B. I think Dragon Age is better than the Elder Scrolls, and I understand not everyone's gonna agree with this. It was in A before, but I'm gonna move it down. And I think as much as I love Fallout, I think my lenses are becoming a little bit more objective here. I know this is hurting your soul right now, because now I'm looking at this, and now that I'm seeing all the games in the tiers based on the reasoning I've given them, I'm trying to be honest. I don't want to just put. I want A tier to be deserved. I want it to be earned. I'm not gonna put Fallout below Elder Scrolls, but I do think I'm gonna put it in B. I think I'm changing things. I think now you see the full picture. Some of your choices were not your own. Well, my choices were definitely my own, but I think the problem is I chose, the reasoning changed kind of over the course of the list, and I'm correcting. That hurt me, man. I think there's too much in Borderlands and Dead Space and BioShock and Metro I know some people would move Metro down. I just think it's too. I think it's too good to be moved down. I like it better than. I think Bioshock 1 again. Bioshock 2 is weak. It offsets how good I think 1 is. And Infinite, I'm not fully invested in Infinite yet. I have played it, like I said. That I think I would keep this above. I can't put The Witcher 3 above God of War and Gears of War because it's just not. The trilogy cannot. I'm not allowing a bad game to offset 3 good games. Like I can't do this. Like having one fantastic game. I think The Witcher 3's up here somewhere. I think this has to come down here though. It has to be behind God of War and Gears of War. It just has to be. What games are in the Fallout slot? Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4. It's kind of like an impromptu trilogy. I think you understand the ridiculous nature of your opinion now, eh, bud? No. Some of these opinions aren't changing. I think The Witcher 3 is a better game than any individual game in S+. But as a trilogy, I can't say the trilogy is better. The trilogy of The Witcher 3 games is not better than Halo. It's not better than Mass Effect. It's not better than Dark Souls. It's not better than these, certainly. These are just too consistently good. And that's why it has to come here. I do think that The Witcher clears these, can't clear these. And the only reason... No, that's not... No, that's fine. Then I'd also say Metro has 3 great games that all hit. So the one thing about Metro that I don't think enough changes from 1 to 2. I think 1 to 2 is basically the same game. I think you get a lot of changes in 3. I think 1 and 2 are both great games. And I think 3's a little worse. The gameplay's better, but the atmosphere and the story is worse. Which kind of gives you that you know, the same kind of interactions between Witchers 2 and 3 and Witcher 1. It's skewed more towards Witcher 3, of course. Same with Metro 1, Last Light, and then Exodus. Like, I don't think this is the case. I don't think the 3 Metro games, overall, on average, clear this. But I do think these do. With you ranking The Walking Dead at S tier, based, I'm off to bed, buddy. You're the man. Yo, Tobias, thank you so much. Enjoy your evening, brother. I miss you talking about Dark Souls. Do you think 2 is still a solid game? I do think Dark Souls 2 is still a solid game, yes. I think there's a lot of improvements in certain things about Dark Souls 2 that offset the problems, which is why it made it into S+. Witcher 3 is one of the games of all time. It's one of the best games of all time. Even with the better Fallout games you've picked, they still ain't better than the Elder Scrolls. Imagine if it was Fallout 1, 2, 3. Oh dear, the only reason I didn't do Fallout 1, 2, 3, because there's also Fallout like Brotherhood of Steel, like that kind of pseudo game, is fucking no one's fucking played them. Half of us probably haven't played them. That's the only reason I went 3. I wanted to include Fallout, and I think the modern Fallout trilogy is good enough to include. I agree with the reasoning of having 3 solid games as a good story with the GAO games. Both shouldn't be outed by a trilogy with a flop. Exactly. But I do think that they kind of edge these out. Personally, I think it's just they're too strong. Witcher 2 and Witcher 3 are too strong. And they can offset 1 being ass. And these games are just, on average, I think not as good as The Witcher 2 and 3, like whatever that score averages out to be. Which is the only reason I'm letting The Witcher 3 be above these. But if somebody else said this, I wouldn't agree, but I would understand. I guess that's fair. I understand what you're saying, though, Colton, about doing this. I really think that Exodus... I think Metro 1 and 2, or Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light, just weaker than Witcher 3 and Witcher 2. And I think Exodus, although stronger than Witcher 1, doesn't allow it to edge out. I'm tired, but I wanted to watch your stream, so I'm hanging on. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you got to experience it and witness it. Are we moving Mass Effect down a few tiers now? No, Mass Effect is staying. I think the reasoning between these 3 games being here is... I stand by the reasoning. And again, there's no actual order between these. I think these games I think these are perfect trilogies. Personally, I think that all of the negatives in any of these games are offset by the fact that they have other things that the future games didn't have and improved upon. This is a great example in The Witcher. The Witcher 1, the gameplay fucking sucks. There's basically no cutscenes, really, right? So there's no real, like, you can't really experience the narrative, have this offset with this, like, great cinematic experience. That doesn't exist. And it doesn't have a bunch of shit in it that improves on The Witcher 2 or 3. But I do think that's the case here. I think Dark Souls 2 has things that are better than Dark Souls 1 and 3. I think Mass Effect 1 has things that are better than Mass Effect 2 and 3. And I think Halo 1 has things that are better than Halo 2 and 3. And so I think that they, in their own series, have improvements when you go backwards. Eventually, we should do another tier list where the individual games should hold their own. Might be a long stream, but we'll be here for the discussion. Yeah, we'll also cut out some of these. Like, if we're doing that, I'm not going to include the Spyros. I'm not going to include, like, the Goat Sims. We can do that. I'm definitely down to do that at some point. Because I think people will be surprised if I was to break these down. I know I've said I think The Witcher 3 is one of the best games of all time. But if we're doing individual games, we're also going to have games like The Last of Us. Right? We're going to have things like that. So this list would change. And I'd probably limit it to like 50 games or something. And we can go through it. I just think that Metro 1 and 2 and 3 are all great games, and saying that they're a little worse doesn't mean that they're worse than great games, if that makes sense. I understand what you're saying. You're saying that the floor of the Metro games is relatively high, which is why you think it should be higher, which I think is a fair reasoning. I don't even know if I necessarily agree with you, but I'm trying to look, if there's a bad game in a series, I want to look at it and be like, okay, it can't be perfect because there's a bad game. It can't beat out games that are all really high tier. But I think when you go into Metro, there is a staleness. I know Clank had mentioned this earlier. There is a staleness between the games in terms of the gameplay and why people don't like them 100%. And I don't think that the floor might be high, but I don't think the ceiling is as high personally as The Witcher 2 and The Witcher 3. Which I think that these can kind of be interchangeable based on that logic, based on what you're saying and kind of what I'm saying. I'm gonna, if they're kind of interchangeable, then to some degree that these spots, ooh, what the hell, are kind of one. They're unified to some degree. I'm gonna have to play the Darksiders games. Dude, you have to, I'm telling you. They're really fun. They're not super long. It takes a lot of the good stuff of God of War, and it, in my opinion, adds a really flushed out, because in God of War, even though Darksiders is also very linear, I feel like the way that it touches on things outside of the narrative is super intriguing, but God of War is a little more tunneled. And I think that, again, the Darksiders games are one story, but it's not delivered in like one kind of contiguous block, which is really interesting. I think people should play these for sure. The rechargeable shield in Halo was a big game changer. Yeah, the Halo did a great job kind of improving upon its predecessors. Agreed. Is Last of Us better than The Walking Dead? Yes. Yes, it is. Last of Us 1 is a perfect video game, in my opinion. All right, boys, it's been real. Gotta go to bed. Let me know if we're gonna revisit the Bioshock and Batman rankings. Sergio, I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to play games. I didn't expect this to take 3 hours, and I also didn't expect to be at work until after 6 p.m. I got you on Thursday, though. Okay? Actually, I don't know, because it's a Game Awards. We'll talk. I don't know what we're doing. But thank you for being here. Fuck, this list is hard, LOL. This list is fucking tough. It's pretty tough, especially when you get into the... I think there was 2 series that were missing. Resistance and Baldur's Gate. But for me, Resistance would be, if I had to place it, probably right before Infamous. And Baldur's Gate would have to be in didn't play, unfortunately. I can see that argument also. Halo was just, put simply, a phenomenon all 3 times. Yeah. I mean, it's part of what makes Halo so big. Speaking of Game Awards, did you ever play Expedition 33? Brother, I 100%ed that game. I fucking love it. No RDR either. Well, no, okay, we're not Red Dead Revolver. I guess you could include that, but for me, it would have to go down here. So for me, it wouldn't have mattered. But I guess I don't count Red Dead Revolver, even though I guess it technically counts. To be fair, that could be in this list. I didn't even consider that. If someone had mentioned that to me, I would have added that. But that would go here. But I think this is the current completed list. Also, Wolfenstein, although I don't know if Old Blood counts. I didn't include Wolfenstein either because I was like, doesn't really feel like a trilogy. Like, it's 3 games. But I'm like, I don't know. Like, because there's also Wolfenstein, the Old Blood, or the New Order, Wolfenstein 2, and then Young Blood. I thought about that, and I'm like, I don't know if I can. I don't think of them as a trilogy. But then when I look at Fallout, I'm like, do I count Fallout as a trilogy? I'm like, I do. I don't know why. There is that discrimination, and I don't see it as much with some of these other games. Also include Undead Nightmare. I fucking love Undead Nightmare. Gun was the better RDR game. Okay, well, if you mean Red Dead Revolver, then maybe, hey? That's one of those games that I never really played. Even though I'm pretty sure I have like 1 achievement in Gun. Like way back on page 4. It's one of the oldest games on my account, I think. Gun. Boom. 1 achievement. One day. But I think this is where I'm going to leave the list. Unfortunately, this is, again, one of those things that when you make the list and you're siloed off, you miss things. Like the Red Dead games or the Baldur's Gate games. Where's the Madden trilogy? The Madden trilogy is all 1 game. Okay? You ever done any calculus? Right? Where they're like, yeah, you integrate something. And then there's this little extra bit. Okay? That little extra bit is just all the Maddens, all the NHLs, all the fucking, the FIFAs. Where would you put Rayman since Jensen mentioned it? I would have to put it here and didn't play. That, unfortunately, Rayman for me would have to go didn't play. I'm sorry, Jensen. I've only played like a little bit of them. I don't even know what Rayman game would be, what the trilogy would be. Because I looked up, I saw Rayman Legends. And I'm like, I don't know what... Because to be fair, when I sourced this list, I looked at my account... I looked at a couple of lists of like best trilogies. I looked at other people's accounts and games they had played, and I kind of scanned through to kind of find games that I thought would make sense for this list. So I guess I never scanned a list that really had it. Rayman 2 was revolutionary when it came out. I don't even know. Took it to the next level. I mean, if Rayman really is sort of that next level platformer, and I didn't play it, so I can't really list it. Like, pretend this is Rayman. Because we didn't have a platformer up here. I don't think there's a platformer that... I mean... There's not many in this list, but maybe it'd be up here or here. I don't know. You ever done calculus? Sounds like you're trying to get me to do drugs, lol. You want some calc? I haven't played them, but the Yakuza games, even if it's just a remake, I'd probably put them in A. Yeah, I thought about putting the Yakuzas in. The problem is I didn't know what counted as a trilogy. Because people always talk about Yakuza 0 being goated, and you've got your Kiwamis, your Like a Dragons, then there's Yakuza like 3, 4, 5... 6, 7, or even Need for Speed. Need for Speed, I guess, could go in there. I think I mentioned this too, that the racing games never really feel like a trilogy, right? With your Forzas, because I thought about putting in Forza or Gran Turismo. They don't really feel like trilogies because they're kind of just like, it's kind of like the racing game thing, or the sports game thing. Like, there's more innovation in a racing game. But that was the reason. No Banjo? Yeah, there is no Banjo-Kazooie. That's true. Like a Dragon and Judgment will be separate from the main series. Okay, fair enough. Ace Combat? I don't think I've played a single Ace Combat game, but isn't there like 6 or 7 of them? Something like that. Forza 2 is sick. It's my first one. I played Forza 2, Forza Motorsport 2, Forza Horizon 2, the Fast and the Furious Forza, and I think I played Forza 3. But then you've also got your Burnout games. There's the Tony Hawk games. There's like a lot in here that I'm like, so many don't play games. Well, to be fair though, I've played almost all of these series. At least one game fully. I just don't want to rank them. This was kind of discussed that it's like, is it fair to rank them? I don't know. Like, because I've played Dishonored. I've played a Devil May Cry. I've played the Jacks, but I don't remember them. I've played the Kill Zones, don't really remember them that much. I've played Ninja Gaiden 2. I've played Payday 2. I played Resident Evil 2 and 3 Remake. I played Batman Arkham Asylum and a bit of City. I played Silent Hill 2. I played Shadow of the Colossus. I didn't play Spider-Man's. I played Watch Dogs 1. So it's like, I didn't play the whole trilogy. It's hard to rank them. No Nintendo titles? Oh, that's like, I didn't even fucking think about Nintendo titles. That's a good point. FNAF? FNAF's also like, the FNAF games would be fucking like D tier because they don't, there's not really much, there's not even like a story. I know there is like a story, like there's all this extra shit that's like not even included in the games necessarily. Pokemon's another one that like, you can't, there's not really a trilogy of Pokemon games. Like some of these games are like just anthologies. Sister Location playthrough when? Here's the thing. If FNAF 2 does well, actually I kind of want to do them anyway because I kind of want to have the whole series. We're probably going to do FNAF 4 first, then we're going to do FNAF 5. Also, Alone in the Dark, if that's a whole trilogy, I didn't even know that. I thought there was only 2. FNAF with the purple hippo was my favorite FNAF. Yeah, I would like to do, kind of regardless of how it does, like the video, I kind of would like to do the Five Nights at Freddy's games, because I kind of want to just have the series completion. So I already bought 4 and Sister Location. So we might do this one a little bit sooner. So I should tell you guys this for the next run, because the next run will be multi-stream to YouTube. I may enable, I think the plan, because I want to make sure that it looks okay. I want to make sure that I go through this, and if I'm going to enable like affiliate, I don't want people to get fucking ads up the ass, but I also want to be able to stream in good quality. But the next run is going to be multi-streamed, and I'm thinking we're going to do a Kumu, because people seem to like the horror stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to practice Doom Eternal, Ultra Nightmare, and get to the point where I think I can do the run. And then we're going to stream those. But in the meantime, we're going to stream a Kumu, which is the plan for the next run. The only thing that would change that is if people really wanted FNAF, I'll do FNAF 4 Nightmare. What's it called? Nightmare mode? It's this, right? 2020, 2020. And then Sister Location. Those are probably the only things that would usurp that schedule at all. Did you hear that? MatPath coming for you or not knowing FNAF lore? Dude, they go crazy on the FNAF lore. Correct tier list. Okay, we got... I'm going to look at some of your guys' tier list stuff real quick. Okay? And we're going to do a quick... I promised we would do this. Where did this open? Okay. Everyone, if you'd like to roast, this is Snamwich's tier list. Okay? Let's see what we got here. Okay. Didn't play. He's never played the Uncharted games. He's never played the original God of War. He's never played the Spider-Mans. This guy has never even seen a fucking PlayStation in real life. He's never played an Infamous game. You guys were roasting me for not playing them. Jesus Christ. S+. Look at this. There's so many games. Okay, but let's talk about this. So, this is fucking hilarious. Payday 2 and D. I think that's funny. Army of 2 and D surprises me. I thought you would like that one a little bit more. I think this game was really fun. I don't think that this also surprises me. Guitar Hero and Rock Band as C. I guess they are kind of romps. I could see going C versus B. S+ for The Witcher. Yeah, I think The Witcher 1 is so dog shit that this can't be an S+, which was the only reason I didn't put it up here. Gears of War, as I could see people putting Gears of War in S+, because to be fair, there isn't really a weak game. But I liked my reasoning for putting it in A, because I do think it wasn't as strong as the other ones. The remakes of Resident Evil is interesting, because I do think that if I had played 4, this might have ranked up here. Because I think these games are all fantastic. Witcher 1 has its charm. The only charm The Witcher 1 has is, you know how they're always doing signs, right? They're like, the only sign that The Witcher 1 gives you is this. I don't know about that one. Fallout, Halo, and Batman and S Plus is massive. I think there's too many little weak points. And so I can't talk about Metal Gear. This one I don't know. Hitman and S, interesting. I feel like I've never seen you talk about Hitman. This one surprises me. I don't agree with Assassin's Creed. I think Assassin's Creed is just, the gameplay is just not good enough to be S. Which is why mine was lower. Doom, I haven't played Dark Ages. Can't really talk about it. I can respect people not liking or putting Walking Dead in S. I did the same thing. Fable in A is interesting. I feel like Fable 3 was just so kind of bland. I don't know if it didn't land. Also including multiplayer. I didn't even know Hitman had multiplayer. I only played the single player stuff. So that's kind of interesting. Is the multiplayer like you fight each other? Also, where's my music? Why is there a 5.5 minute song? Oh, we listened to this whole fucking playlist. Jesus Christ. Let's go back somewhere near the beginning. Emir von Emrys. I know you love Ninja Gaiden. This checks. I mean, this is solid. Some of these picks feel spicy, like Just Cause above Mafia. It's kind of crazy. And I think Darksiders in B. This is the biggest thing on this entire list to me, besides the fact that more games than not are perfect, more trilogies than not are perfect, is Darksiders in B. I love that Goat Sim's above Payday 2 though. No, for like everything, all games. I used to defend Fable 3, but now I can't. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Fable 3. Overall, I think it's just not as good. Darksiders, pretty meh to me. Interesting. I think Darksiders is I think the narrative is so strong, and I think the gameplay is adequate at the low end. And with my list, you just chucked them in each tier. I think that's fair. I mean, I did that with S+. Love the Dark Souls S+, though. Love the Halo. I appreciate Gears. I can't rate Batman. This, I don't agree with these, but I mean, people love them. My list is completely out of order. Okay. Interesting. I will say this. Not a lot of full red flags in your list here, Snam. Solid list. Darksiders. Don't like the B pick, but hey, I understand. Not for everyone. This, I can't imagine Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3 in S+, but I haven't played them. This feels like one of those things that I can't, so it's like the meme of the guy being like, I know it's the case, but I can't prove it. Bethesda games are peak, unfortunately. Hey. Especially Starfield, the one that you love the most. Mass Effect is a little too high. Smash, we've already talked about this. It's not high enough. I think Mass Effect as a trilogy, to be fair though, if you classed S+ as differently, then I understand. Big W for me not being an S+. Yeah, I'm gonna look at your list here, Jensen. Let's decide. Okay, well that's the SNAM list. I should take a screenshot of mine real quick and put it in the Discord, just so it's there. And then it can be revisited. Let me just slap this in. And let me bring over some people's list real quick. And we'll do a quick look. Alright, Bell. Wait, I guess we'll ask. We'll see if we'll look at the list for people that are here. Alright, Bell, are you here? If you're here, we'll take a peek at your list. The platforming in Dark Souls 2 is pissing me off, though. Well, there's a reason it's not in S+. Huh? Jensen's gonna get slammed because of not playing any games ever, lol. Okay, looks like maybe Bell's not here. Jeremy. Alright, let's bring over Jeremy's list here. This guy's touched a fucking video game in his life, apparently. He has played Hamburger Helper Simulator, or whatever it was called. Oh, it opened over here. Alright, this is Jeremy's list. Alright, Jeremy. Call of Duty Trilogy in C. Love it. Oh, I guess, to be fair, I know you've played a lot of these games, but not the whole series. But this is fucking crazy. But he's been playing too many gimmies over there. D for just cause invalid list. Wait, my list? No, my list is the true list. Okay, you gotta trust me. You have to trust. Yeah, Jeremy's hasn't touched a goddamn video game ever. Gears of War, but this guy's an Xbox gamer, keep that in mind. Gears of War, BioShock, Dark Souls, The Witcher. Hasn't touched a PlayStation either, apparently. Uncharted, Sly, Mass Effect, God of War. Okay, let's not focus on the fact that Jeremy doesn't play video games. Unless it's easy and gives him a quick 1,000. What has he played? So, Call of Duty Trilogy, I'm fine. I mean, this just makes sense. B, I mean, I haven't played these, so I can't really, like, talk about Crash and how good it is as a platformer. I think Far Cry and Dead Rising are fine here. Because you have played the Dooms. I can respect an A pick on Dooms, to be fair. Same with the Modern Warfare and the Resident Evil games up here. I can appreciate that. Marvel Ultimate Alliance as an S is kind of crazy. Not gonna lie to you. Look at me, man. So inspirational. I don't think Marvel Ultimate Alliance is an S, but I do think these games are fun. Love The Walking Dead as an S. Dead Space, Borderlands. I don't think Black Ops is S, because I think the stories are just too ass. But then your S plus is Kingdom Hearts, Jeremy. I didn't know you were a KH guy. Huh? I'm quite a gamer, actually. Jensen, we'll find out in a second here when we look at your list. Kingdom Hearts up here is interesting. I haven't played them. I can't comment on it. Batman, I'm sure a lot of people got the Batman love up here. I wish I had played Knight, so I could actually rate these. Halo, of course. Fallout, I know you love Fallout New Vegas, Jeremy. Did not expect you to put Fallout as a perfect trilogy. Really didn't expect that. And then I know you love Persona, and I know Persona was loved by a lot of people. So I understand why this is up here. You got some respectable picks, some questionable picks. Because I don't know if I think Marvel Ultimate Alliance is better than the Resident Evil remakes or the Doom games. That just doesn't feel like it's a real decision. But I like some of these other picks. Wow, I wish I could be a person more responsible with my time like Jeremy. Yeah, Jeremy has shit to do, man. You think he has time to play all these games? Like, goddamn, okay? He's got stuff to do. Man, that's a real good list. Brother didn't even play. We played a third of the games. You've got like a Tetris-shaped fucking list. Okay, that's Jeremy's list. Sergio already went to bed. But this, because he was talking in here, you guys want to see what he put? Sergio's list right here. Batman, only S+ game. He was the one telling us not to talk about Batman anymore. But Sergio is a Batman lover. No pause. But I know Sergio's not here, so we'll pass. Monsoon, are you still here? I got fries to bag and burgers to flip. Hey, someone's got to do it. Been there. Flip that. Mass Effect still too high. That's fucking crazy. Okay, we got Monsoon's list. I don't know if Monsoon's still here. But again, about half the games. Oh, you are here. I had a brain fart and ranked as a series in general, not a trilogy, LOL. Hey, that's okay. If that's the context of the list, we can at least appreciate that as we look. I'm fine with these as C. Honestly, Crisis, Watch Dogs, Army of Two. I think those are fine Cs. Really interesting that you put Uncharted in B. And Persona. That surprises me. I feel like these are both... I understand I love Darksiders, and I think it's S. But I can imagine if you're not really into that high sort of biblical fantasy, twinge, you might not be in on it. But that does surprise me, seeing both of these two in B. The CODs, I mean, I put mine in B, right? I think they're in B. Yeah, they're in B. There's a lot of nostalgia here. I can understand why they slipped to A. Persona B's wild, literally perfect trilogy. All right, my mom told me I had to go to bed. All right, Smash, take care. Tell your mom she's the man. And we'll see you next time, eh? I only played Persona 5 and the rest of them I just blasted the soundtrack in my car, lol. I've always heard Persona 5 though is sick. You did say you rated your list a little bit differently. But I haven't played them, but I just know people love them. So that's why I was like, that's interesting. God of War is an S, I can understand it. I know I didn't rate it an S, but I can understand the decision. Especially because you rated it as a series as a whole. I know you said you liked Metro. I respect it. I don't think it's S, but I respect it. And I'm sure I'll probably put Doom in S once I've played Dark Ages. And some more Resident Evil series, Batman series, S+. I think this is going to be the linchpin in the community sentiment is that Batman and Resident Evil deserve to be higher. I thought my mom was the man. Your mom's the other man. She's the man, so to speak. Honestly, Monsoon, understanding that you rated this a bit differently, I see where you're coming from. Okay? Like, I don't agree with Ezio Trilogy in A. But unless you would count all the Assassin's Creeds. In that case, I don't know, because I didn't play half of them. Bioshock, respect it. That's where we're going. I'm glad my mom isn't a man, guys. Very thankful. Oh, your mom's the man, too. Okay? I don't think Artie's here. We'll skip that list for now. Jens, are you here? Open link. This is Jen's list. I knew Dark Souls would be up here. Ratchet and Clank as S above Bioshock. And The Witcher. And Dead Space and God of War. Brother. To be fair though, also lots of not as many didn't plays. Morgan's based mint. So Ratchet and Clank as S+ is interesting. I don't think that's an S+. The Black Ops up here is fucking crazy. This is the biggest craziness here. Black Ops series S+? Infinite for Bioshock lets it down. I mean, here at S, but this, I feel like Bioshock as a trilogy is better than like a Ratchet and Clank. I say we random shit sometimes, lol. Maybe I'm just EP. Little Big Planet's one I didn't really touch. So seeing that in A is interesting. Mass Effect in A. It's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes. Infamous, Killzone. We got lots of PlayStation love here. Even Crash. Little Big Planet, Infamous, Killzone. God of War being an S. B, Payday, Saints Row, Just Cause, Mafia. Just Cause above Mafia. I don't know if you ordered your list, but I feel like Just Cause is like down in the depths. Mafia clears, in my opinion. Just posted mine, did it quick, but I think I got it all sorted though. All right, let me scroll to the bottom here. Let me bring up your list. Because I was already scrolled past it. But Jens, you got some picks here. Okay, you got some picks. Don't agree with all of them. Of course, but some of these that I didn't play, I like to see up high, like Shadow of the Colossus. This is the type of reason I included this game in the list. Because this is what I wanted to see. Wanted to see some love. Wanted to see people who enjoyed it. Giving it a tear. I think that's good. Also, seeing Wasteland down here in C feels crazy. Under Call of Duty, 'cause people always talk that this game's like the fucking shit. From a CRPG point of view. Maybe CRPGs aren't your thing, though. C for not CRG. CRPG. Okay, Taylor. Let's see the list here. What have you not played, first of all? See, lots of similar games to me. Lost Planets, The Nightmares, some PlayStations, stuff. Batman, welcome. Batman not player. The Resident Evils, Infamouses. I would have thought you played these at O'Darren's house. That's where I played them growing up. Oh, unless you didn't play Second Son. That was PS4. But let's... Okay. S+. This is based. I can get... Like I said, I could get behind Gears of War being an S+. Black Ops is only decent for the first two. Black Ops 3 multiplayer is fucking awesome. It goes crazy. It was math for me personally. Are you talking about Shadow of the Colossus? Because I'm a little bit behind. Solitaire S+ tier? Yeah, that transcends the tier list. Huh? Do you not remember? Yeah, I mean, it's a long time ago too. You're also a little bit younger. So I can imagine that it kind of gets lost. Oh, you did play Wasteland though. That's cool. Down at C again. CRPGs, not the flavor. The Ratchets. I thought you'd put Skate higher for sure. I feel like you were in on this game. Skate 2 maybe or Skate 1, I don't remember. Payday, Spyro, Dead Risings. The Slies. I mean, I know you're a multiplayer guy, so I understand why some of these games are going to get rated a little bit differently too. Didn't think you'd put Blops down here. But I respect Modern Warfare 3 being top of B. I can understand it. There's a lot of fun to be had here. There really is. I love Mafia 2 in A. I love the respect. Or Mafia 2. Mafia in A. I just didn't think 3 was good enough to bring it up here. That's why I had to put it down in B. The Witcher and Mass Effect in A. Okay, we got some respect. Right, I understand it. Even if I think Mass Effect is a perfect trilogy. Max Payne 3, top of A. It's interesting. There's only a few games that wouldn't actually hold up without multiplayer. It's a good point. Black Ops 3 Gobblegums were such an OP move. Black Ops 3 Zombies is the zombies I played the least. So my Gobblegum inventory was ass. Uncharted 2, or Uncharted, Bioshock, God of War, Walking Dead. Respectable S picks. I understand mine were a little changed here, but I understand the vision. Right? God of War I can see being an S. I just personally thought it wasn't as strong as my S picks, but I can understand when people would do this. And then again, I think Halo, Gears of War, and Dark Souls. I mean, Dark Souls and Halo, I completely understand. Gears of War, I can also understand. There's a world where I put in an S as well. S+, that is. Multiplayer speedruns were fun. Multiplayer speedruns in... which game? Unless you just mean, like, speedrunning multiplayer shit in general. Okay. Scrolling up. Rhino. Bretta. Let me close some of these. Far Cry in S+. What? That's crazy. Where the fuck's my tab? Oh, yeah. Okay, I understand. Gears of War is one of your number one games. I remember you were fucking going hard. You and the Unbeatens. Huh? Wild, I know. Dude, that's I would not have expected these two specifically. I rated Elder Scrolls lower because I think it's a little too weak in certain ways, but I understand people love it. So for certain tastes, this makes sense. These ones, I'm like, these are shockers to me. Ezio is crazy, I feel. Yeah, Ezio and Far Cry just... That's a wild romp. Interesting to see this. Obviously, I put Mass Effect in S+, and like I said, I think it's weaker. But to be fair, the Elder Scrolls games are consistent. And if they're ticking the boxes that you want ticked, I get putting it in S+, because of the consistency between the games, if it's hitting what you'd like. This list has no order, just tired. Yeah, I'm not looking too much at like the order across, more the placement in the tiers. So S, we got some Darksiders. I love it. Uncharted. Love it. Fallout. Okay, so you're an Elder Scrolls guy. We're Fallout guy. See, again, love Shadow of Colossus and this whole trilogy being up here. Halo not in S+, but in S. Jensen, you know what to do. Get him. Looks like I gotta play Batman 2. Yo, you and me both. Dishonored. This, I mean, I think a lot of people would put Dishonored here. I wish I had played the latest one. And I'd probably put this in S or in A as well. The God of Wars, the Borderlands, the Dooms, the Spider-Mans. I know you're a PlayStation guy, so I know you've actually been able to play these. Gears of Wars, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, another Ultimate Alliance lover. An enjoyer. Spyro, Little Nightmares 3, Killzone 3. Okay. Or I keep saying 3 because I'm reading the titles. Little Nightmares, again, I know people have been saying it's good. Give it a go. I'll come back to it. This one's not as much of an A to me. Pitchfork is out. So much don't play, LOL. I think I was close to the same don't play. I think I might have been like... Yeah, I think I had the same amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 22, 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so I mean, I was close, to be fair. We were close on don't plays. My list just looks a little different because it's a little bit more bottom heavy. Dark Souls in B. Shame. The Witcher in C's fucking crazy, brother. The Witcher in C. I understand the Witcher 1 sucks. And BioShock. This, I changed my mind. This is the biggest. Where's the snipper? I got you, bro. I got you. I got you. There you go. And there you go. Okay. That's Rhino's list. 22 plus 3 equals 24. Oh, you're right. It's 25. The math ain't mathin'. You were right, Colton. It's too late. I've been going for like 16 hours here. I spent all day doing math. Okay. Rhino, I see the vision. I understand. I see where the taste lies. And I see where the taste doesn't lie. Bastard. Zvolich. Okay. Colton, you're up. Okay, what do we got here? Whoa, Shadow of Colossus in S+. Again, I haven't played them. Not judging on this. Just glad to see it. Glad to see some love for this decision. To have it in here. Saints Row, this feels like an abomination. I can understand the other picks. This is the one that I'm like, what? Especially over like some of these other games, like above Halo. Jensen, fucking get him. How is Saints Row above Halo? Move that Halo up. The vibe of those games are huge league of their own. Okay, I see what you're doing. I understand what you're talking about. I did the same thing with some of the other placements. Not in S+, but again, to be fair, everyone made their S+ rank before I explained why I was placing mine in S+, which is completely fine. Everyone, that wasn't an issue. People can rank the games in just terms of how they are. My distinction of S+ was made after. To be fair. I grew up with a PS2, then eventually a 360, dial-up internet for the first 16 years of my life. Couldn't experience most of these games. No, and then if you're there, if that's where you're at, I understand. Saints Row is meant to be an S, not S+. Okay, we can move this down mentally if you'd like to. Love a Metro. Again, I didn't put in an S, but still. Happy to see it up here. Fallout, Dead Space. Love that Darksider snuck in. Again, Crash. I don't have much experience with Crash. These games, I mean, typically to me don't have a lot of substance, but maybe it's supposed to be just about the good fun and the platforming and the level design and the ability to improve. This is another kind of similar to what I said about Dark Souls. I feel like games like platformers allow you to just get better and see the progression. So I can respect it. Army of Two and A. Okay. We had an old time enjoyer, an old game enjoyer. I like that. Diablo. Again, I'm fine with it. I know people love Diablo 2 specifically. I know it clears for a lot of people. I'm taking note of people not putting Halo in S+, don't worry. I know what type of people you are. I grew up with them. No, I get it. I understand why some of these games are going to be up here. Not even... Army of Two, I don't think is better than a lot of these games, but I can understand why it would go here in A. Same with Diablo. Same with Devil May Cry, honestly. I know this is kind of an action staple. The Elder Scrolls, again, fine with an A on that. Jack, Far Cry, Guitar Hero, another one that, like, you just... When you grow up playing Guitar Hero, you're fucking grow up playing Guitar Hero. The Grand Theft Autos, again, I didn't really play them, so I can't really comment on these. Again, these are games that, depending on if you ranked it as definitive versus the originals, I know that's going to change people's answers, but, I mean, I think either's fine. Max Payne's, again, Mass Effect in A, I understand why people are going to do this. Mafia 2, or Mafia 2, Mafia. Mafia 2 is my favorite Mafia game. That's why I keep saying Mafia 2. M-Dub, Silent Hill. REs, I need to play RE4. I need to rank this. Everyone has this, I don't think anyone had it below A. And then the B tier, this is where shit gets crazy. This is where shit gets crazy. The Witcher, bottom B. That's a crazy pull. In the same tier as Lost Planet. That's a tough one. That's a tough one to me. I do love seeing some Wasteland love. Again, like I mentioned, I've heard this only good things. Love seeing something more than C on Wasteland. C tier is fucking crazy. Borderlands, Fable, and Dragon Age. All in C. I really disagree with these. Obviously you know that because I put them somewhere else, but I can understand the types of games that Dragon Age and Fable are. I can see why people would put them down here. Borderlands surprises me. I think Dead Rising is better than this. I think this should be down based on this ranking. Love a Crackdown. I mean, I don't love that it's in D, but I love that you played it. The biggest shocker to me on your list, Colton, is that you haven't played The Walking Dead. Also, like to say, I think I got burned out by COD. We enjoyed Black Ops 2 and 3 as much as everyone else. I think that's fair. If you were burnt out by the time that came out, or by the time that was the big shit, I burned out after. Borderlands overall is meh. I feel like Borderlands is so fun. And I think the humor is great. Villains are great. They did a lot of right in Borderlands. But I'm surprised to see Walking Dead down here. You should give this a go. I really do think you should give this a go. Okay. I don't see a name here. Why isn't it showing me a name? It's got streamer mode enabled. Fuck, I can't see names. There's 3 lists left to look at. Lego's not here. I don't think he comes to the Twitch streams. Not copy. Open. 2 more lists to look at. Nope, just the first episode they released free. Oh, you did say that earlier. I recommend it. I recommend you play them, Colton. If you get the chance, if you're looking for something chill, you can pick up a definitive edition for pretty cheap. For the first, like, the Walking Dead story. If you're looking for something to chill on, big recommend. I've got streamer mode enabled on this. I can't see. Can anyone tell me who is the second list in that channel? Are you here? I can't see your name because my shit just shows ellipses. Second and third tier list in the channel. If you are here, let it be known. I do enjoy the Walking Dead show, though. You definitely play it then. Some of the characters show up in different ways. It's fun. Poon Handler and Jester. Are either of you here? Poon Handler is wild, LMAO. Yeah, Mr. Poon and Mr. Jester. I don't know if either of you are here. But I think that'll be the end of our listing then. I don't think they're here. Okay. Well, that was our tier list day. Hey, not bad. We got through it. They might be from YouTube. They might be. I don't know if I normally only promote the Discord here on Twitch. But it's also, I know a lot of people are from the EU. Wait, Jensen, did you put a list in here? Did I already look at it? Hey, Jensen, where's the list, brother? Where's the list? I did look at yours? The names are all fucked now. Rhino. Jens Monsoon. Sergio, Jeremy. Bell, me. Wait. Is this your... Hold on, is this you, Jensen? Is this your list? Oh! Jensen, I didn't know this was your list. So there's someone else named Jens. And I thought that was someone else. Bro, I didn't even know this was your list. Because there's another person named Jens that shows up to the streams. That's why I didn't recognize. I know you even said this. You said it's S+. And Rayman would have been up here too. I just purely slipped. Okay. You're right. I thought you were just discussing their list when we talked about this. That's why I was like, wait, what? I don't see the tier list taking that long. Yeah, then it took 4 hours. And I was 40 minutes late. God damn. Bro, my voice is gonna be fucking fried tomorrow. Holy shit. Engineer, everybody. Sometimes I engineer disaster. Oh, okay, well. Honestly, not bad.